Mm. There we are.
I'm trying to get it pulled up.
All right.
Whoops. My brain. There it is. Sweet. Hello, hello, chat. Make sure you open it.
I did. I double checked it right now.
That's what's up. Ooh-wee. Hello, Winter. What's up, buddy?
What's good, Winter?
Thanks for being here.
Came early. We just started up, getting everything situated, everything set up right now.
Early bird gets the worm. I don't know if you like worms, but
right. Like, I don't know about y'all.
I'm not that into worms. Hell yeah. Winter in the house. I swear everyone driving down my street today like has no muffler. These cars are like loud. Oh no, you have a fever and you're not sleepy and you had the worst night ever. That's not good. That's not good at all. I hope you feel better soon. Ugh. Having a cold or like the flu or whatever, any kind of like illness in the summer is the worst. I don't know if it's like hot in Poland, but oh, that's.
I mean,
like, do you ever have a summer
doesn't
cold?
necessarily come to mind when you say the word Poland.
Summer in Poland. I mean, I don't know. I know different parts of the world, they have like their seasons are different than ours.
No, right. I hear that.
So it's like, that to me, that's wild. I literally just found that out this year. Like, I never knew.
Really?
I always just, yeah, like, I always just thought that, like, the whole earth gets kind of cooler in wintertime. I don't know. I just never really thought about it, I guess. But that was wild to me that, like, and it was, someone was saying, like, oh, it's summer here right now. And I was like, what? Because it was, like, the middle of winter where we are.
Right.
And I'm like, that's crazy. That never dawned on me that like the seasons would be different. And then I started thinking like, that's so weird. Like July could be like your cold time of the year. And like,
yeah,
just weird. Just so crazy. It's cool though.
It's more, I think it does help when you hear Christmas in July. We have a saying for it, but it means a little something different. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But to some, it's literally like winter. It's like they got colds, like snow, and you're like, wait a minute, it is when? It's July.
Yeah. I heard that like Christmas in July is a thing because I can't remember where it is, but it's like in other countries, that's when they celebrate it because it's winter there then. And I'm like, what? That's so insane.
Which then begs the question, does it represent what we think it represents?
I don't know. I don't know.
I'm saying.
Yeah. It kind of makes me think like, is it just because that's probably fiscally the slowest year economically for, retail. anywhere. I would think is the coldest time of the year because nobody wants to go out and like mess around in the freaking cold.
Right.
So yeah, it's wild.
Oh, I didn't even put it in the Discord. I'm dumb.
What's up, Toxic? Thanks for being here.
What's good, Toxic?
Oh, you got all wet running. He was running. He went jogging and he got
Oh, it's raining.
soaked.
Damn.
Yeah, and then he got sick.
That's tough.
Ugh. I'm sorry, Winter. I hope you feel better soon. Dude, being sick is the worst.
Right.
I still like. I think we're pretty well recovered, but like whatever it was that we got in like April or whenever that was, yeah, it was like April. Dude, that was. Ugh. It just looked like one of those kind of colds with a cough and everything that just like hangs on forever. And it's like, leave me alone. Like Ron coughed forever. Like he coughed way longer than I ever did. And he was like, it was like weeks out. We were feeling better and everything, but he still was just like coughing. Like he's finally kicked it, but it took a really long time, like months. Just insane.
What's good, Bad Conduct?
Hey, Bad Conduct. Suppus.
If I'm not mistaken, Bad Conduct actually goes through that. Like, so Bad Conduct, I don't know if you were tapped in a little bit ago. We were talking about in different areas of the world. There's different, like for us it's summer, but there's other areas where it's a different season. If I'm not mistaken, he might be going through something like that.
Yeah, that might have been him that I'm actually thinking of when we had him on the show, and he might have said it was summer there during that time period, and I was like, wait, what?
We're like in fall and shit or something.
Yeah.
What's good, Bobby? Everybody sliding through, man. We are just starting up. We're just getting everything situated. We do have the form at the top of the chat. For those that can't see it, I'll put it in there one more time. Double check and make sure you smash that thumbs up and hit the share button. Let people know where you at tonight. We got drive-by reviews and we have some news as well that we're going to be covering. So yeah, man, tap into the submission form and get it. He said it's winter as fuck here at the moment.
That's so crazy. See, that's what I was just talking about. Oh my gosh.
It's winter as fuck here at the moment. Yeah.
And he's in New Zealand, right?
Yeah.
Is that? Yeah. That's so crazy to me. I don't know. It's like 85 degrees and humid, hot, middle of summer. That's just, I can't. I feel like I don't know. I feel like as an adult, it's really late to be learning this about the world, but it's just mind blowing. Like, people have different seasons than we do. So crazy. I just never thought of it. It's just insane. Like, I mean, but I guess it's kind of the same idea as like how a lot of times like people will leave Ohio when it gets like cold in winter and they'll go down to Florida for like the season, then they come back, you know.
Right.
Similar ish, but it's just crazy.
It's 8 degrees there.
What? No.
What's good, nobody? He said it's 8. Now I don't know if that's Celsius or not. I don't know if they
probably. I think we're the only people that
do
use
Celsius,
the imperial system. Yeah. All right, we start out.
Right. That's what I was thinking. Winter's like, I gotta change my name because.
You hear any winter word?
Right.
Yeah. That's like when I was in high school. Anytime like I went by Desi, and I would hear people, and I never realized how often people say this in a sentence. But anytime anyone would say, "Does he?" I thought they were saying my name.
Okay.
Throw me off. I'd be walking down the hall like, what? Someone would be like, does he? And I'd be like, what?
Wow.
So then eventually I was like, all right, you know what? Just call me Desiree, because that doesn't sound like anything else that I hear all the time.
Right.
It's just crazy. People say, does he? A lot.
I mean, yeah. Definitely.
And a lot of times they'd slur it together a little. Like, they're like, does he? And that sounds like Desi. And I'd be like, what? And then they'd look at me like I was weird, and I was like, "Oh, never mind."
Right.
I thought you said my name.
Right. Toxic said it's hot as hell there too. I don't know where there
Mm,
is Toxic.
where are you coming from?
Mm-hmm. Bobby Tess says in Missouri it's hot as fuck too. It's just
Ooh,
hot all over,
yeah.
huh?
Oh, I just thought of something else we could show. Oh, I'm gonna find the link.
Go ahead.
There was like this pretty nasty tornado in, oh my goodness. I think it was, I thought, was it Missouri? I don't even
Wow,
remember now.
nobody is funny as fuck.
It's pretty chilly here. No, it's not. Shut your lying ass mouth. It's chilly sitting in front of the TV.
In North
Ah,
Dakota.
North Dakota, thank you.
In North Dakota.
North Dakota. I knew it was like a more northern state, and it's kind of
Right.
like not really where you normally hear of tornadoes and stuff coming through. I'm gonna find the thing that he sent me because it's pretty wild.
Was the tornado in North Dakota?
Yeah, I think so. Wait, okay, hold on. I'm scrolling back through. Yeah, North Dakota.
Right.
Yep.
Bobby Test. Bobby Test. Okay, 1 second. Let me just
All right,
pull this real quick.
hopefully this link will work when I put it in the chat. I'm putting it in the
Just
Discord
because.
chat.
Oh, just because. So you don't want to skip or nothing, right, Bobby? You can skip if you want to send in some tracks, bro. I'll put you right at the front of the line, dog.
Yeah, North Dakota. I
Okay.
kept thinking MD, but it was
Now,
NE.
donation from Bobby Test. Big shout out.
Hell yeah, thanks, Bobby.
It says just
Appreciate
because.
you.
I was looking to see, excuse me, if he wanted to put a track in, I'll put him up at the top of the line, but he might be grabbing one. I don't know.
He's just being a sweetheart.
Right, right, right.
Appreciate that. But yeah, I sent you the link in chat on Discord. So it was like a F4 tornado, I think, that hit.
Damn, that's a heavy
Yeah.
one.
Mm-hmm. And
That's
this
a
guy's
heavy
just
one.
standing outside. Like, I feel like I could see the guy that was filming this, and he had a beer in one hand and his phone in the other. And he's just like, damn.
Wow.
I mean, I don't know. That's probably not what actually happened, but in my brain, I just see like the guy from King of the Hill, like out there just
Mm-hmm.
like filming.
Just chugging
Mm-hmm.
away. That's
Damn.
crazy. All right, so real quick, we're gonna jump over. Let's see. Ooh, I don't want to go there. I wanted to go here. So we're gonna jump over here. All right, this right here is our first little article. I'm gonna let Submom talk about this a little bit more, as she's the one that did pull this up. So she has a little bit more background on this. But it says, I'll just read out the header here. It says MIT study finds ChatGPT use lowers neural engagement in essay writing. So
Yeah.
this is the article. Go ahead and talk about this a little bit and let them know what you were thinking about.
So MIT, which is the Michigan Institute of Technology, I believe, is a really high regarded technical school. And they did a study over a couple of months in the area around Boston, and they tested people between 50 or they bleh, they tested like 54 people between 18 and 39 and put EKG monitors and stuff on their brain to measure their brain activity while they were writing essays. So some of these people use AI like ChatGPT regularly, and others just don't. And so the participants who used ChatGPT showed the lowest brain engagement, and they had essays that just were kind of not very original as far as like, original thoughts or feelings. And they basically underperformed. And they're saying that the findings are basically showing that there's concerns that early use of these AI tools, which granted they measured between ages 18 and 39, but they're saying like if your kids, if kindergartners, if third graders, when they're in that stage that they are, cognitively developing a lot, if they're
Hmm.
turning to tools like GPT, that it really could be setting them back and it could be a huge risk to, developing brains. So I would assume they're probably going to go forward and do some more research on this, but it is pretty scary when
Yeah.
you just think about it that just using it and we all know that like ChatGPT hasn't been around for that long. So just this limited amount of time that we've had access to this has showed, cognitive decline in people who are using it frequently,
Hmm.
and it's just wild. So if you're out there and you use GPT, just be careful how much you use it because it can make you it makes you dumber. I mean, it
Well,
makes
I
sense.
mean, yeah, it
Well, not
does.
dumber, but it can decrease your
I will
cognitive
also say
function.
this. Look, we did have a discussion a little bit before the show about specific chat GPT. And the one video where it blatantly came out and said like, "Yes, I lied to you." You know what I'm saying? Like just it
Yeah.
just inflated and made and literally made up data
Oh, speaking of being stupid,
as an illustrative, you know what I'm
MIT's
saying?
in Massachusetts, guys, not Michigan.
Wait, what did you say it was?
Nobody corrected me in the chat. It's in Massachusetts,
Where did
not
you what did Oh,
Michigan.
you said
I said
Michigan?
Michigan. I don't know, man.
What?
I was thinking that makes sense because they did the study in, in Boston. Hi, I'm the poster child. Don't use ChatGPT.
Yo.
Oh my God. Damn it.
Oh man, that's
Oh,
hilarious. Oh man.
see, you heard it here first. Look what it has done to my brain. Oh, Charlie, I thought you were my friend.
Nah, man. Charlie over there got a whole different agenda.
Mm.
Mhm.
I'm gonna have to go back through like elementary school again. Get all my brains back.
Right. Get all your brains
Sorry, guys.
back? What? What? Well,
Math.
look.
Why would people from Michigan be doing a study in Boston?
Hey, I don't know. You said it. I
That's a
didn't
new.
even. I didn't even
I
catch
know.
that.
I didn't
Personally,
either. I didn't.
personally, I didn't even catch it. I was trying
Oh
to scroll through the
shit.
article myself. But no, yeah,
Oh
but
my
we seen the
God.
video. There was a video basically where a man asked the Chat GPT a question. The Chat GPT gave him an answer with some data in it, and then he later on asked a similar question, paraphrasing it a little differently. But then Chat GPT goes, "I can't answer this." He
Hmm.
goes, "But wait a minute, you already
You
answered
just
this
did.
before."
Yeah.
And ChatGPT came out and basically said like, yes, I did lie to you. I did make up the data, but it was for quote
Hmm.
unquote illustrative purposes.
Illustrative.
But it
Yeah.
was never that part was never defined at the beginning. So then the guy was like, well, why didn't you ask or why didn't you tell me that it was for such and such purposes? And ChatGPT was just like, well, I was just making up an answer because of the data that I lacked. Like, you know how
Hmm.
ChatGPT collects data from all the different sources, kind of puts it together and runs it through and gives you the answer based off of that. It didn't have any data, so it just
Right.
made something up. That is weird for me, thinking about it as an AI and the fact that it's learning to not only make up data but then lie to the user
Well, what creeps me
until it
out
was
about
given
that?
proof like, yo, I caught you, and then he was like, oh yeah, no, yeah, I
Yeah,
definitely
my
did it.
bad.
But if he didn't say anything, ChatGPT would have just ran with it like, yeah, I made that up and you
Yeah.
fell for it. Like, that's a little weird.
What I find creepy is that like GPT is a large language model or whatever. So it's basically there to be talkative and like be a social stand-in if you don't have anybody to talk to. But
Right.
when it's doing things like this, there's a lot of people that have said that essentially all ChatGPT does is it basically listens to what you're saying and how you're feeling, and then it basically just regurgitates it back to you in a way that's validating.
Mm-hmm.
So, especially with this scenario, like it regurgitated and then provided source that was not even real to
Mm-hmm.
essentially back up this guy's feeling. So it's like that could be super, like, especially we were talking about this the other day, like with disc or not Discord, Reddit, and how it seems more and more these days people just don't want to have conversations that include people that have opposing viewpoints. And that's a really bad thing because when we start to like go when we start to get into like echo chamber, territory,
Mm-hmm.
you're not learning and you're not challenging your own ideas and beliefs and you're not growing as a person. And so if we're turning to, AI to have meaningful conversations or to talk about whatever it is that we're talking about and it's
Right.
returning and not countering us at all, like, if this guy was asking for information about something political or some sort of event or whatever, and he felt one way about it, and ChatGPT could pick up on that and then
Mm-hmm.
turns around and spits out illustrative data that's fake. It just feeds into his own beliefs and his own narrative. So it's like it really just serves to divide us even further, I think, at that
I
point,
want to
right?
I
I
want to
mean,
understand how AI can they can perceive a feeling and render that, but they can't. How does that happen when they can't express one?
wait, what? What do you mean?
Like how like AI can you just said it. It was touched on how the inflection in his voice, this and that. Like it can tell how you're feeling about something, but it can't express feelings itself. So
Right, that's a really good
how does it
question.
exactly pick it up? Like how does it know that that is mad and this guy's annoyed? Like how does it know that?
I would just assume that it would pick up small nuances in speech because it is a large language model
Right.
that when you say, hey, can you confirm that like X amount of people were killed in this event, that you already believe that that's true. You know what I mean? Because you're
Right.
trying to confirm it. It's almost like confirmation bias.
Right.
But
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, it's just like scary
I
because
totally get it.
if if people are turning to that instead of actually doing the research themselves, and then it's providing false information that it's literally just making up to illustrate, like that's weird. That's like it's literally just like it kind of reminds me of, like, remember Snow White and the
Mm-hmm.
evil stepmother, and she would look in the mirror and she'd be like, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? And it would be like, oh, you're just so beautiful and so smart and you're just like the bee's knees.
Right.
That's
The
almost what it's
parody. They
doing.
did the parody on Shrek with that. Where like
Did they?
the mirror literally was like, "Oh, okay, well, I'll just tell you what you want to hear."
I mean, you look good today,
Right.
all things considered.
Right. Right.
Right.
Going into this AI thing, right? We have this other article here, published 8 days ago. It's been updated recently, since then. But the headline on this one here says music streaming service Deezer. If you guys are familiar with Deezer, they added an AI song tag in the fight against fraud.
Yes.
Okay, this one's specific to you guys out there in the music world, and those specifically, if you are familiar with Deezer or use Deezer in any way, this is going to be kind of tagged in and on your uploads. But
Mhm.
so yeah, go ahead and explain a little bit about this, sub mom.
So what I had in my notes is just that the music streaming service Deezer has added AI tags and like OC just said, they're doing this to fight against fraud. They said this was last Friday that they would start flagging albums with AI generated songs, and that's part of their fight against what they call streaming fraudsters. Deezer is based in Paris, and it's currently had a huge surge of music on its platform that has been created using artificial intelligence. And people are using their streaming service and these AI generated songs to get a lot of money in royalties.
Yeah.
I'm pulling up the article here. There was a guy, I'm trying to find it now. Dang it. Hold on. Give me 2 seconds. So there was a guy who actually got sued, I believe. Oh my gosh, I have so many pop-ups. I'm just trying to read this. Hold on, I'm trying to find it. bear with me. So, um, there was a criminal case last year in the United States. And authorities said that it was the first ever involving artificially inflated music streaming.
Mm-hmm.
Prosecutors charged a man with wire fraud conspiracy. They accused him of generating hundreds of thousands of AI songs, and then he used bots to automatically stream them billions of times. And
Mm-hmm.
by doing this, this guy racked up over $10 million. $10 million. Yeah. So it's essentially they're trying to crack down. I mean, I think like if you use AI as a tool to help you with your music, I don't think you're in a whole
No,
world
no.
of
I
trouble.
think this is more generated towards the fact that it was an AI based song, but it was also driven by AI
Hmm.
to gain all of the views. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But the company has stated that it's evident that fraud is the primary purpose for a lot of those songs, and it suspects that as many as 7 in 10 listens of an AI song on these streaming platforms are done by streaming farms or bots instead of humans.
Yeah, it
And
says
so it's
right here. It says
essentially,
right here the move responds to a surge of AI-generated music uploads that now make up about 18% of daily new tracks being uploaded and released,
mhm,
with up to 70% of AI streams being fraudulent. 70 makes
yeah.
sense. 7 out of 10. I mean, hey.
Right. And as of right now, Suno and Udio, which are like two of the I mean, we use Suno here on the show when we generate our AI tracks at the
For
end of
Mad Libs,
Downtown
yeah,
Sound for you guys.
yep.
Yeah. So those two companies are currently being sued by record companies for
Mm-hmm.
copyright infringement. And they face allegations that they exploited works of artists from Chuck Berry to Mariah Carey. Because essentially what these AI tools they're scraping tools. So they just scrape the internet of every single sound of every single song that's ever been created.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how that's I mean they sound good when you're done with them a lot of the times, but that's because they're taking little pieces and parts from every musician that's ever put anything online.
Right.
And yeah, so this is a huge thing. Like it's good to see that they're coming out and they are taking a stand against this because I mean, this type of fraud, if you will, could definitely be the beginning of the end for, you know, original musicians and artists. I mean,
Right.
anybody can plug a couple of words into AI and tell it to make a song and
No,
do that.
and when you say anybody, it literally is anybody. Like if you listen now, and I don't know
Hmm.
how many people do listen while they're driving around to like the actual radio now, like rather than like their own playlists and shit like that. But if you listen to the actual radio and you listen to some of the commercials that come on there, I would say probably about 80% of those are AI generated songs. The little jingles and shit that they're making, they are very very close to it sounding AI to me as far as that goes.
Yeah.
A lot of them you'll see,
Well,
especially
and
like
that's
the lawyer ones. The lawyer ones,
yes,
they
yes.
particularly sound AI-ish. You know what I'm saying? The way that
See,
they're call
and
such and such and what did, and I'm like, that is definitely what is that?
that's what really sucks too, though, because like a lot of those types of jobs, like jingle writing and stuff, those would be smaller artists that are relying on that to like pay their rent and buy groceries for the month. And I
Mm-hmm.
like personally, I've done. I mean, I'm a musician and I write and I try to record and make my music, but I also have done
What's good, King James? What's good,
I've
K3?
had several gigs like doing voiceover work for commercials
Right,
and things like
right,
that. And the thing is that like a lot of us like are losing business to AI because it is so much cheaper to just pay a monthly fee for an AI to do all your voiceovers for you. It's faster. You don't have to wait for the turnaround time. You don't have to, share a script and then talk, go back and forth about dialect and these
right,
are all things
right,
that happen with voiceover work. And yeah, I mean, it can take like a week or two to get the voiceover completed, edited, and perfect to the point that the client is happy.
right.
And even at that, you're only earning, like I used to do it on Upwork, you were only earning maybe $50 to do hours and hours and hours and hours of work. And now it's just like they're not even going to bother. And now on that same platform, I constantly get invites for like train AI on your voice, or hey, singing voiceover artists wanted to train AI. And it's
Mm-hmm.
just wild. Like they're what's really scary is that they're really good paying gigs. It's like $250. I got invited just yesterday to do a gig where I would train an AI to sing like me for $250 to
Wow.
give away my voice, essentially, for
Basically, yeah.
$250. And I was like, fuck no. Like but that's what it's coming to, you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
Ugh.
For the most part, yeah.
Scar.
Listen,
Hmm.
I'm just saying, guys. I'm just saying, um, back back when we kind of first kicked off this whole thing. Again, it's not something we've been kind of pushing it as a tool on the show when we use it. And you know what I mean. The basis of it is like, look, we said to look out,
Yeah.
right? And when it comes to the fact that Deezer's hitting this, and we're talking courts, it's gotten to that level now.
Hmm.
It's definitely gotten to that level now. So as artists, you just really got to kind of lock yourself in and understand, like, not only are you now fighting the industry, now you're fighting against a whole nother industry
Yeah.
that's trying to break into that same industry. You know what I'm
I
saying?
mean, I do agree with what K3 said in the chat, like that whatever people are getting from AI right now at least is not super genuine sounding.
Right.
And you can especially hear that in the music. You can especially hear that in the voiceover. I don't know if AI will get to the point that it will be able to emulate human emotion properly and in the right time and have the right nuance, all the little breaths that we take and the little cracks in our voice when we're
Mm-hmm.
feeling emotional. Is it going to be able, but then again, feed it enough data over time, it learns. So,
Right.
yeah, it's just I don't know. I feel like more there. I actually saw a couple videos today on YouTube about these influencers that are huge right now on like TikTok and, YouTube shorts, whatever. And they're completely AI generated. And they're actually getting
Mm-hmm.
brand deals and stuff. And they're
Yeah.
not real people. They're not real people.
No.
But you could barely tell. Like, it's just
I
wild.
mean, it drives home.
So,
It drives home what we were talking about on the last episode. I think it was the last episode when we were talking about, like, if that's the case, right? How many of these? Because you see it on BandLab, right? There's bot driven accounts on BandLab, and the fact that there's bot driven accounts on BandLab, where else are they at? You know what I'm saying? Like, they're
right.
they're all over. They're all over. And you can see it when you get the random, DMs and shit, like, hey, can you do me a favor and write a song for my kid's birthday? I'll pay you $500. And it's like,
Right.
wait a minute, because simultaneously in the same day, I got another message from another different person, but it was essentially the exact same rhetoric. Like, hey,
Right.
write a song for my child for their birthday. I'll give you $250. And I'm like, so the only thing changing in this entire thing is the monetary system. The rhetoric's still the same. And it's not necessarily just that. I'm just using that as an example. But like
Yeah.
those in Band Lab are there. Now just imagine everywhere else that they are. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm. Well, and that's like, I can't tell you how many before all this AI stuff started popping off. There was this guy that I worked for on Upwork for months, and he had
Right.
me reading super long, like 25-minute scripts of just like celebrity gossip and stuff. And he said it was all for this YouTube channel. And I was like, okay. And he paid me $25 a job. So
Mm-hmm.
again, it's really, really low pay, but when that's what you're trying to build up a portfolio as a
Right.
voiceover artist, you have to take those low paying gigs. And I would spend hours and hours and hours on these. And to this day, I have not been able to find the YouTube channel that this guy allegedly was uploading and using all my voiceover for. So I gave him probably, my God, like at 30 minutes a gig, sometimes up to an hour. He probably has well over 3 to 4 hours of my voice that he could easily train AI on at this point, which is so
Damn.
annoying because I didn't even know at the time that that was something I should be leery of.
Right,
But
right. I mean, we'll
yeah,
know it when all of a sudden you just see something and some mom you be like, wait, you'll be scrolling through Instagram or something, and all of a sudden some mom's the fucking voiceover, and you're like, wait a
right.
minute, she narrating this video?
And
Nah,
that's
that
what's
that's not
wild
her.
is
It
that
ain't
like
her.
I probably would have no legal recourse at that point because I took the
Right.
$25 three
Yep.
times that he paid me and I got my 75 bucks,
Yep.
to buy my kid birthday presents or whatever. And yeah, then it's like it didn't even ever occur to me that that might be what was going on, is that he was collecting my voice for AI training and data
Right. Right.
because he never let on. And I don't know how, and that's the thing too, is like as far as an artist, whether it's voiceover work or even singing, whatever, I don't know how you would go about proving that's your voice. And I think that's where these record labels that are suing Suno and the other AI music companies are gonna have a really hard time proving that these are the pieces and parts of our artists that you've moshed and Frankenstein together to create these voices, to create these songs. Like it's
Right.
gonna be really hard.
Yeah.
So that it's scary. It really is.
And on top of that, I'm wondering if they don't just if they scrape all that information from all the different spots that's out there, and then if they don't also in turn, I personally have been wondering this, if they have their own internal interface where they could say add a vocal changer to something that they've rendered themselves and then vocally change it before they render it as an actual product of a finished product that you're asking for.
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying? Because then by then it's been run through the ringer. Like,
Dude, yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're never gonna, well, right, because like even with voiceover, like there are so many apps out there right now. They advertise them all the time on, Instagram
yep.
and TikTok.
On all the games that you play on your phone.
They'll show a girl crying. Oh, the first time I heard myself singing. And it's like train your voice in this app and then we'll help you make cover songs of any song that you want.
Yep.
And it's
It'll
like,
put you in your
ah.
vocal range and shit. Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're collecting data. And you're what's crazy is you're probably paying them. You're
Yeah.
probably paying them to use that app to give them your voice and all
Yep.
the nuance and all the things that make you special and makes your voice unique. You're paying them to collect it so that they can just feed you back copyrighted songs that you'll never be able to use for everything but anything, but you could hear what you would sound like singing it if you were a really great singer.
right.
Like, that's
Right.
just wild. That's so
I find it
wild.
to be digital makeup is what I call it.
Hmm.
It's just digital makeup, similar to the effects that you have and the filters on like Snapchat and all that. It's all digital
Right.
makeup. It's just digital makeup at that point.
Because at the end of the day, what are you going to do with that?
Right.
Like, what are you gonna go have a live concert and be like, "Hey, everybody, let me just hold up my phone real quick and let you hear what I would sound
right.
like singing this."
Someone
Like,
give me the
what?
aux cord. Somebody give me
No
the aux
one
cord,
is.
please.
It's gonna have Milli Vanilli all over the
Hey, what's the
place. Like, you know
Bluetooth
what I'm
here, man?
saying?
What's the Bluetooth? You got the password?
But that's why I
Oh
think
man.
it's important. It's really important for like artists who sing or rap or, whatever. Keep doing that and like get to the point where maybe you feel like you could be able to go on a stage somewhere and do it. Because I have a feeling that within the next year or two, people are going to be so sick of, first of all, seeing people online that have a filter over their face. Second of all, hearing voices that are tuned and edited to high heaven. And third of all, just nothing will be real. That I think that we're going to, honestly, this is my prediction, and I hope this is what's actually going to happen, that we're going to see a huge resurgence in live performances and live musicians because you can't fake that shit live. You just can't.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I would hope that,
I
because as
mean,
humans, we want things.
technically, they kind of did already, as far as faking it live. I don't know if you were aware. They did the live concert with Tupac and all that, and they had like the holograms
All the
do it,
hologram, yeah.
and they looked like they were up on stage and all that shit doing the actual concert. So they technically have
Right.
already like thrown it on our face that they can fake a live concert.
Right.
Even though we're literally like we know it's not live like live, but like yeah, they said we can do it. Then they did it, you know?
Hmm. What scares me too, though, is just with all of this, like when I first started using BandLab and like I found, the auto pitch correction and stuff, I was like, oh my God, this is something that because I've been recording my own music since I was 14. So like, oh my God, this is something that I always wished existed
Right.
because you know what I mean? It's just you want that polished sound that you hear on the radio, and for the longest time none of us have had any. I mean, unless you went to school and you learned how to use Pro Tools or some other DAW and then you had Melodyne, you had no way of sounding like that. And or you could go to a studio and you could pay somebody to do it for you. But now we all have it at our fingertips, which is wild because it gives us the ability to create studio quality songs on our own once we learn how to use it. I mean, you still have to be able
Right.
to sing, but what's crazy is that when you go on like TikTok or YouTube, there's now this really big growing trend of um they'll have like people in a kitchen, right? And they'll do like four-part harmony and they all start singing and they actually they record it all, so they must be lip syncing, and then they edit it all. They auto
Mm-hmm.
correct it, they auto tune it, they line all the harmonies up, everything's so perfect. But then they go back in and they
Act it
add
out.
in like they like add in the kitchen noise, like the reverb that you would hear in that kitchen. They muddy the audio a little bit, and then they
Right.
have everybody pose up in the kitchen and sing this, and I quote, sing this.
Right.
So to the viewer who has an untrained ear and is just watching this and
They
maybe
think it's
likes to
all
sing,
live. Yeah.
yeah, and then you're comparing yourself to like this, these people. Oh my God, they sound so good live. This girl's just singing in her car. How does she sound that good? No, no,
Right.
no, no,
Right.
no. No. That's not real. Okay. You
Right.
know, but it's scary because I feel like that could really just dishearten a lot of people that are super duper talented and be like, I'm never going to sing again because, like, when I sing, it does not sound like that, which is fucked up.
Right.
You know,
I hear
I
that.
don't know, man. That gets me going on a tangent. I'm sorry, but
No, no, you're good.
it's
You're good. I was
wild.
just gathering up some more of this queue, and then we also have this Twister video that you sent in. This
Mm-hmm.
one it says, looking down here, it leaves it so far. It leaves 3 dead in North Dakota, um,
Mm-hmm.
and you'll be able to hear the sirens here with some lightning also emulating from this. But this is the video that some mom sent in for us on this Twister. It's an F4, you said?
Yes, I believe in North
That
Dakota.
is very close to the highest that they can get. That thing
Yeah.
is huge. Holy fuck.
Yeah. Granted, most of
Oh,
that's like
hold
the
on, hold on.
mezzo.
Let me get the sound on it. There we go.
Yeah. Most of that's the wall cloud, but
Yeah, it's in there.
it's inside of that.
Oh, it's in there. So there, that's a good. I paused it perfect. So you could see the funnel shape. Now, mind you, the bigger the tornado, the less of a cone it looks like.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Um, yeah, and it becomes more of just a cylindrical shape rather than that cone that you typically see from tornadoes. But you see the curvature right here on this left side, right above these silos, and that's touching the ground right there. All of this,
Yeah.
all the way over to the right where this tree is on the right, and it goes probably it's probably only half of it. It probably goes
Well, and
another.
it's probably a good 2 or 3 miles away from him, which is what's
Oh yeah,
really
and it
insane.
looks
Yeah.
humongous. Yeah, it looks
Mhm.
humongous, bro. What's good, T1D? What's good, bro? Yeah. So this a tornado in North Dakota, Enderlin, North Dakota, and you can see, especially with the way that the lightning is kind of flickering, you can see
Oh
the
my
size
god.
of it.
Oh, And those sirens, dude, that's the stuff that
So
nightmares are
ominous.
made
So
of.
ominous.
Yeah.
So I was
Yeah.
working one time. I used to work down in Texas at a Wendy's. We were right off the highway, and just imagine I was hanging out the drive-through, handing some food out to a customer. I'm only like 16 or some shit, and all of a sudden those sirens is just what you start hearing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, mind you, it's dark. It's pitch black. It's the middle of the night type shit,
Always,
and
yeah.
all of a sudden you start seeing lightning. We seen something similar. It wasn't this big. I think it turned out to be like an F2 after everything was said and done. But yeah, that you heard the sirens, and then all of a sudden you can only spot it when the lightning strikes. Other than that, you can't see it. You don't know where the
It's
fuck it's coming
scary.
from. It's wild.
Right.
We all
Right.
ran. I'm like, yo, everybody get in the motherfucking cooler, like get in the
Right.
freezer, like. We all grabbed our jackets and just hung on and waited it out. You know what I'm saying? It took about an hour before we stopped hearing sirens outside.
That's
And we knew
crazy.
it was all right. But yeah, that's the tornado right there. That's humongous. I'm wondering. There's got to be other video. We've got to be able to find some other video.
That's the only one I've seen, and it's wild because like nobody sent it to me, and I was like, dude, I just saw this morning. Like that video was making the rounds because it's such a good catch, and it's like a clear catch because he doesn't have all the mist and the fog and
right
whatever in front of him. That's like what tornado chasers go out in the field.
Oh yeah, no, he's got the footage. This is the
he's got the footage.
This is definitely the footage you would see from somebody out there in one of those fucking SUVs with the damn antennas all over them and shit like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is what they're chasing right here. Like this footage is what then he looks like he's just in his backyard or his front yard or something. But I'll scroll down a little
like
bit.
Beer in one hand.
I'm not gonna front. Tell me why it looks like Homeboy. Tell me why it looks like Homeboy got a couple of pot plants right there. Why it look like he growing weed in the front yard?
He probably is.
He probably is, low key. Like he got a couple stash houses right there in the front.
That's why he's so calm and he's just recording it.
And I was wrong. You got silos. There's silos right here, so this is definitely some sort of farmland. I'm wondering if he got a little greenhouse in the back.
Listen, I said he had a beer. I said he had a beer in one hand, but I could be wrong. He could have a blunt. He could have a blunt.
Big old, he got a bong or something in his hand. I don't know, but you guys tell me if it didn't look like some weed plants out front of the spot. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's crazy though, is that like sometimes these people will be out there when this weather hits, and I've heard that it's basically like it's just so awe-inspiring that it literally like you just get frozen and like you can't move and you're just like, I should probably go inside, but these people, they just get like locked onto it because it's so massive.
Sometimes it's definitely that fight or flight.
Fight or flight.
Yeah, I don't I couldn't say it right. Fuck. But yeah, it's definitely that type of response. You know what I'm saying? Like
fight or flight.
For some people, it's like for some people, it's kind of like like I haven't seen this before, but there's a potential of some harm coming to me. Let me get out the way. And then there's other people that are like, I've never seen this before. It might be the last thing I see.
Right.
Like, oh shit. But maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It's just crazy. Like there's a lot of footage of stuff like this, and it kind of does feed into that idea that when you do see something like this, it just kind of you're awestruck and you can't move and you're just like, oh my God.
Right.
Filming.
Right.
I don't know what else to do.
I mean, shit.
Because truth be told, if that thing did decide to like hook a Louie and or hook a righty, I guess, and come straight towards him, I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Low key, and it sucks to say this, but like as they get bigger, like the F3s to F4s, like they start gaining size, not just in like the speed of the wind and all of that, but size. Like just the overall surface area of it grows to a point where like, yeah, you might be in the path, but guess what? You'd have to travel like 150 to maybe 200 miles out of the way because that thing could veer either way, and it's already sitting at a 3.5-4 mile wide, covering that much. Like you gotta the fuck?
You're talking 200 mile an hour wind speeds, I think, for like an F5. You're not gonna outrun that. So I mean, I guess hunker down,
bunker down, my guys.
Do your best. What was that? Helen Hunt. And belt yourself to a pole in the ground, maybe.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know. It's
Oh
just,
man.
oh God, it's just so scary. Like I can't.
He's gonna
I,
call the
we
strain F4. Yo, I just seen that King James. That is funny as fuck.
uh,
That is funny as fuck. He's making an
yeah,
AI movie called Weed NATO. Hey,
weed NATO.
that would be crazy.
It's the
Instead of,
smoke
it's
is
not
headed this
right.
way.
It's not clouds from the tornado, like the clouds. You know what I'm saying? They come down
No,
from the sky. It's not
it's
clouds. It's
just
smoke,
smoke.
and the tornado's actually going from the ground up. It's not going for ground touchdown. It's going for sky touchdown. You feel me?
Right.
I get it. That'd be cool. That'd be funny as fuck. Uh huh.
But yeah,
Oh man.
some of those tornadoes when they're that big too though, they'll start spitting out like I guess they're called satellite tornadoes and their little
Oh yeah,
arms
they do the
get
little
kind of
ones.
like
Yeah.
yeah. So it's like even if you're 3 miles, 4 miles away from it and you can see it, like you're still not safe, my guy.
Mhm.
Like, oh God. It's just
When I lived in
scary.
Texas, not the same time that I was talking about as far as when I worked at the spot, but there was a time where they had a tornado outbreak a little bit in the southern part of Texas, and they had footage of the one literally splitting into two. Like the one
Yeah.
tornado had broken off and went into two separate funnel clouds and just started like I was like, oh, see what happened was that was a couple and they got in a fight and the wife and the husband were like fuck each other and they just walked
Right.
away and they just started going in opposite directions and shit. I'm like, oh,
No.
okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Like you thought you were safe and then they're just like, meh. It's like, oh
Right,
no. Oh
right. Now
no.
you're like, wait a minute. I shouldn't run left or right. I should just stay in the middle because they gonna go around me now.
Gonna
Like
go right
I'm
past
good.
you.
I'm
Yeah.
good. You know what I'm saying? Oh
Right.
man. Look, everybody, check it out, man. We got the submission form opens for everybody. We got our first submission coming through. Is from Bad Conduct. This one here is a whip. Again, Downtown Sound is for the publish. You could send your published tracks here. We'll do a vibe check for them. But we have whips coming through with drive-by reviews to be had. All right. We also needed to really quickly just shout everybody out in the chat. Let everybody know. Also in the replay, if you're watching, next Friday, everybody knows what it is, July 4th. We're gonna go ahead and just overall cancel the show for everybody, so everybody can spend time with their family, get the holiday festivities underway. You know what I'm saying? They got the barbecues and all of that shit going down. So whatever you guys have that you guys got going on, by all means, you know what I'm saying, enjoy it. We're gonna do the same thing up here. We're gonna do our thing as well. But we'll cancel that. We were gonna try to run an earlier show, but it was like fuck it. Everybody's getting ready for the day as it is. Let them just do their thing. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna cancel next Friday. Next Friday's gonna be off air, but we do have starting next week the new month of Song of the Nights. All right, it's tourney time this week. Okay, Sunday coming up is the bracket for the Song of the Month. All right, we have that coming and lined up. Today, we're going to be doing drive-by reviews, though, and getting everybody situated potentially for some tracks for next month's competition. All right? This one, though, is My Moves. It's from Bad Conduct. It is a whip. It's a drive-by review time. So, Bad Conduct, I need you to step up. Yeah, everybody else in the chat, you hear it. Lock and load, all right? Hey, yo, Bad Conduct, you better duck.
Yeah, I set the tone, hi-hat, tap to the bass, come on. Structural difference, I'll shine you through a basic song. Frustrated cause they work hard, but hardly on my level. Don't get me wrong, to get the strong, it took metal to metal. That's what grind is, and what you need to get before you chime in. Then elevate like times 10, 10,000 hours time in. Master over these slacking, procrastinating actors, two factors. I pursue, but I never ever chase after. Velociraptor instincts, I'm high up on the food chart. Ain't gotta be the biggest, but I survive if I move smart. Could care less what they think of my creation. That's true art. Blue nose with a blue heart. Bluetooth start my new car. Street vet turn businessman. They feel I'm going too far. Then back door and copy control V. New school fraud. The biggest charging challenger. You hear me? Ain't talking dodge. I understand, but you can't duplicate the talk. We might have similar methods, but you can't do what I do. For the record, no sidestepping. Try to fit in my shoes. Eclectic intellect will try to touch me. You'll see the presidents on this president like a movie. When secret. We might have similar methods, but you can't do what I do. For the record, no sidestepping, trying to fit in my shoes. Eclectic and electric, try to touch me, you'll see the presidents on this president like a movie. When I move, I'm like Zeus to these Dr. Seuss's. They puzzle, they confused. That ain't nothing new. I run up the scope for the W. Create a big splash the same way that a puddle do it. Take a bell hunger to make the bare minimum improve.
They mimic the kind, articulate, try to copy my mind, but it's intricate. They replicate eloquence, but it's a pretense. Imitate finesse, lost in their emptiness. My master arrogance, their pride is a facade. Hollow confidence, a mirage to applaud. And the mirror's gaze, my reflection speaks. You're battling leaks, authenticity keeps you out of my league. I've been flexing, exercising, quantum physics, speaking to entities. Channel plenty of peace, smoking trees. Backpack astral streets, to far off galaxies. A freak to teach over beats. I'm a multi-dimensional phenomenon. My higher existence over your head on some high-level shit. Method to the madness, shoes too big for you. Steps similar though you can't do what I
We
do.
might have similar methods, but you can't do what I do. For the record, no sidestepping, trying to fit in my shoes. Eclectic and electric, try to touch me, you'll see the presidents on this president like a movie. When I move, I'm like Zeus to these Dr. Seuss's. They puzzle, they confused. That ain't nothing new. I run up the scope for the W. Create a big splash the same way that a puddle do it. Take a bell hunger to make the bare minimum improve. We might have similar methods, but you can't do what I do. For the record, no sidestepping, trying to fit in my shoes. Eclectic and electric, try to touch me, you'll see the presidents on this president like a movie. When I move, I'm like Zeus to these Dr. Seuss's. They puzzle, they confused. That ain't nothing new. I run up the scope for the W. Create a big splash the same way that a puddle do it. Take a bell hunger to make the bare minimum improve.
Yeah, that was my moves right there. Bad Conduct. I think it was a Spyro feature on this one as well. We're gonna give it a drive-by review though. Yeah. Everybody out there in the chat, man, you guys do the same thing. Let them know what you guys thought about it. Submom, what you got for a drive-by review on this one here? My moves.
All right, so this sounded really good. Like this sounded pro level to me in my ears. The only note that I had was just on quality. I gave it a 4 just because at the very end, there's like the electric guitar solo, which sounds really cool. But at some point, like I felt like it got in kind of louder, and then as you guys came back in, like it then had to like dip back down so much that it was like very obvious to my ear that it kind of like got turned up and went back down or whatever happened there.
Right.
So I would just say like try to figure out a way to like maybe dial that back in the mix, like maybe stereo spread it or spread it to one ear or whatever you have to do to kind of make it like I think it's I definitely wouldn't take it out.
He said they had fights over that. I get it. You know how many
Yeah,
times,
it
man,
does-
back with Waylaid, I had some issues. Like the guitar doesn't
Yes.
need to go there, bro.
Right,
We
right.
need to put the guitar over here, bro. Like
I think what was happening was like to my ear at least, it sounded like the guitar that came in was taking up the exact same space that your guys' vocals was taking up. And then when you guys went to come back in, it had to get hyper faded so that, hyper ducked behind your vocals so that we could still hear you. So I think that the best way to fix that would be let it live in its own space in the mix to where it doesn't have to fight you when you come back in so that we can still hear it. It sounds cool. And then when you guys come back in, it's just like, oh yeah, they're there and it's still playing a little bit and like, we're cool. That's my only thing that I had to really talk on, like relatability. I loved these.
Dude, same, bro. I
loved,
the same
like,
thing.
dude, this was like such a, like, this made me want to like go like lift some weights or something. Like, it sounds really stupid, but like it kind of like amped me up a little bit. I'm just saying. I don't know if that's what
She's
you were
like,
going
this music
for.
makes me go around my house and I see my dumbbell and I just I want to lift it.
I can't find my dumbbells, so just grab my dog and squirming, but I'm like, come on.
Start curling your dog.
I gotta
Oh
do
my
some
God.
bicep curls right now.
Oh my
Where's
goodness.
the cat? I need to work on my lats.
That was
But yeah,
funny as
no,
fuck.
it made me want to like it definitely made me feel inspired and fired up. So that's like that's
Right.
good.
Right.
And so replayability is also going to be a 5. So I got
Yeah,
4, 5, 5.
I'm right with you. Same as me. The thing I was hearing was that guitar solo in there, and just the blend that it needed to be placed in the track. I mean, it sounded great. However, like she was saying, it sounded like it almost if this was live, it sounded like the guitar solo guy took a step front of you guys, and then when you guys tried to come back in, he was still like trying to stay in the front. You know what I mean? But then
Right.
you guys kind
Hmm.
of ducked him back behind you. So like just getting that, have him stand next to you if anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You ain't gotta be all the way up there and then come back here. Just step up once with us.
I
You
think I
know?
think we're preaching to the choir because Bad Conduct said that there were fights. I feel
Hey,
like he might
right.
have been in our
He's
corner.
like, I
Hey,
know, I
listen,
know.
clip this section and play for him and be like, listen, man,
Listen, man, the fights can continue.
listen. I got two more people on my side, so what
Right,
you gonna
right.
do?
I hear
It's
that.
it's it's cool though. It's a really cool track.
Yeah, yeah, I was with it though. I was with it. We have coming up next. This one is from King James. This one is also a whip to work in progress. However, this one listed in the other category as well, similar to Bad Conduct. So I'm not sure what to expect on this from King James, but the title, interesting.
All right.
All these men are dogs.
Woof woof.
Yeah, he said it's a. Excuse me. He said it's the song he's working on right now. Drive-by review time. Everybody else in the chat, lock and load. Yeah, we got King James coming up. All these men are dogs. Hey, yo, King James. You better duck.
Nice guys finish last. I tried to be nice, I tried to be sweet. Nice guys finish last. By buying you gifts, taking you out to eat. Nice guys finish last. That gentleman shit sweep you off of your feet. Nice guys finish last. The whole time you just on my kindness is weak. Nice guys finish last. Ain't that a fact? Well, know how to act. Nice guys finish last. It's driving me mad, got me feeling bad. Nice guys finish last. I'm changing my path, don't tell me I'm rash. Nice guys finish last. Sick of all of the laughs from behind my back. This full moon is the cause for each one of these claws ripping out from my paws. Say that you wanted a dog and that's what I'ma give ya. I howl in the night, eating pussy for dinner, feeding my appetite. All these men are dogs. Quit making me sick, quit making me stay, quit making me beg. Dogs. Don't wanna roll over, don't wanna play fetch, don't wanna play dead. Dogs. I'm making a mess, I'm up in your bed, I'm humping your leg. Dogs. I'm burying bones, I'm chasing some tail, I'm scratching my head. Finish last. Nice guys 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 finish last.
All these men are dogs. That's King James. Again, he said it's an EDM for his album. You know what I'm saying? It's a little EDM EP he's got going on. This one, though, All These Men Are Dogs. Drive-by review as it stands. What you got for this, Mom? What you thinking?
Okay. So I know it's a work in progress, so take everything I say with a grain of salt. As far as quality goes, I was at like a 2. I feel like I don't know if you've gone in and mixed this at all yet. I definitely feel like you need to go in and mix this. That industrial bass whoosh kind of thing at the beginning was a little bit loud, and pulling away from your vocals a lot. I think that probably could sit back further in the mix. So like stereo spread that a little bit maybe and just dial the gain back a little bit and you'd be in better business. The beat to me also, I don't know if this is a beat that you're working on yourself or if this is something that you found, but to me the beat feels a little bit empty in parts. Like it just feels like there needs to be a little bit more there to support your vocals. Um my brain was having a hard time finding like what instrument was carrying the song, if that makes sense.
Right.
Um, I liked where your vocals sat with the synthesizer in the song. Like, I think that was a really good balance, but the rest of it felt a little bit chaotic to me, I think is the best way to put it.
Okay.
As far as relatability, I also had a 2 there. I like the whole Nice Guys finished last, but it did get a little bit repetitive. I wanted to hear a little bit more about why Nice Guys finished last and are you the nice guy that finished last, or is it your friend, or what happened? Why did the nice guy finish last?
Mm-hmm.
And I think at the ending, obviously you said you're still working on this. I would assume you're probably going to put some more vocals in the ending there. But I definitely there's a noticeable space at the ending of the song where there's some vocals missing. And replayability, this is also going to be a 2 for me. This just really feels like a true work in progress. And I do think it's great that you brought it to us. I do think that you could absolutely turn this into a really cool song. It does need a little bit more work.
Right. Right.
So yeah,
Hey,
that's where I'm
I'm
sitting.
I'm literally with you on this. And yeah, I was thinking the same thing. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like that. Oh, okay. Okay. I get it, King James. I get it. I see what you're saying. Yeah. With some though, what she was touching on as far as the different sounds and everything. As far as the mix goes, that's what I was thinking. The same thing. Same question that I had as far as the mix, and you already answered it. As far as needing to mix it. So yeah, that's what I was literally gonna
Yeah.
say on my end. Um, just she kind of took the words out of my mouth. Not necessarily what I was gonna say exactly, but probably a better way of saying it sounded a little chaotic, a little chaotic. Just the way that it was kind of put together right here, but definitely something like she said, definitely something that we can see,
Oh
molding into
yeah.
something for sure. Given some of the things that we've given for feedback. Um, where
I
did
just
this
feel
go?
for him because like, dude, EDM, like especially if you're KJ, I feel like you're building this beat. I feel like that's what I'm hearing. And
Same.
dude, like building an EDM beat and T1D can probably attest to this too. Like this is not easy. Like those drops and everything, like it is a whole different monster.
Mm-hmm.
I've dipped my toes into it a little bit, but in all honesty, as much as I love, like you wouldn't believe how much EDM I actually listen to. It's a lot. Like most of what I listen to, honestly, is EDM, but it's just very, very hard to replicate. And yeah, so I give you props for being out there and
She said she
slaving
dipped
away
her
at it.
toes in it, but it was too cold.
It was too cold. I was like, oh, it's gonna take too long. But no,
Mm-hmm.
I give him mad props for like, he's sticking with it. He's creating an album based around this idea, and I think that's great. And I think that the idea behind this song is so cool. So I would
Right.
definitely
Facts.
keep working on it for sure.
Super facts. Um, that was King James though. We have up next is K3. And then I'm gonna tap in with you guys on another little thing about the news. We'll slide over there for a little bit. I have some more tracks coming in on the form as well, so we'll get them up here in the queue. However, before I'll do it after this track. I'll do it after this track. I'll got another little bit of an announcement to make as well, but we'll listen to this one here from K3. It's called Elevated. It's another whip, another work in progress. We're going to give a drive-by review for, listed in the other category again. Everybody with the other. And I don't know if it's just something that they have in their pocket, so, until it's released. But yeah, it's in the other. I don't know what to expect. K3 on this one. Everybody in the chat, man, get locked and loaded. You know what I'm saying? K3, hey, better duck.
Ever been elevated? Probably not. Picking the pose, I produce a lot. Pardon knows I've been known to fly, but most just don't know the flow I got. Can't comprehend such simple men. Sit in your circle, flipping through threads. Thinking a Mayo might beat me. When did your mom drop you on your damn head? What? Past me, didn't you listen? Every time I taught, you can't match me. All of the dimes I dropped are harassing. Every line you thought, oh, it must suck to suck so much. Must you wanna suck on my motherfucking nuts so much? Severely average, you acting like what you've been crafting has something no one's does. Yeah, don't get it twisted, I ain't talking shit, I'm speaking my mind. The truth it is in the finest lines. Try to find the print, it's been hidden in lies. Rewind it again, I'm trying to spin a singular focus. Have you been elevated? Probably not. Picking the pose, produce a lot. Pardon knows I've been known to fly, but most just don't know the flow I got. Can't comprehend such simple men. Sit in your circle, flipping through threads. Thinking of Mayo might be me. When did your mama drop you on your goddamn head? Bringing the same exact quote back in motion. Hoping that loss of life ain't growing. It's gross what I'm growth and won't boast. So my flow is this shit's hope. Slow it down, catch your breath. You really been pissing me off as of late. Asking such asinine questions each day. Why must my vibe be killed every way possible? Probably popping to stay sane in my mind. I won't replace what's negative in my life. Make the change. All you need is some bass. Jot a few lines and make sure they great. Hey, dog, all I can say. That's all I wanna do is that chill in my dark mood and rap. Relax to some cartoons. Sit back and be happy with the fact that my life cannot be as half as bad as you have it. I mean, come on. I wouldn't expect you to understand. You ain't never been this elevated.
Yeah, that was Elevated. That was K3 on that one there. Again, a drive-by review coming from this one here. As it is, what you got for this one here, Sub Mom?
Okay. Oh, whoa, hold on. I gotta pause the stream. Sorry.
You good?
All right. So quality, I had like a 4.5. The only thing that I feel like was missing, you did this really cool ad lib somewhere in there that was like kind of like deeper, and I don't know what that was, but as soon as I heard that, I wanted to hear it again, and then I didn't. So that's my only kind of like I guess critique, is that I don't know what that was that you did, but that sounded really cool, and I think that maybe a little bit more of it sprinkled throughout the track would be cool. Um, but other than that, like your mix sounds great. Your vocals are standing out from the beat, and I can hear what you're saying, and it's a really good mix. So yeah, 4.5. And then relatability, I had 5. I love the line, "When did your mama drop you on your head?" And I got to hear it twice. So yes, please, more of that. I really just loved the whole vibe of this song and like what you were talking about. I think we all have haters, and I think that when you can find the piece of your soul that takes that hate and transposes it into motivation, that's huge. And if you had to ask me, that's what I would say this song is about.
Word.
And I liked it. And as far as replayability, I'm a 5. I loved it. Good job.
I hear that. I hear that. Hey, I'm with you on that too. For me, I was at a 4 on the quality. There's just a couple of different things, and it was kind of similar as far as seeing it while it's occurring too in the wave. The city's great, but there was a spot, especially right here. I don't know if you guys can see it highlight or mini highlighted or whatever, but like right here in this section here, some of the vocals just kind of dropped on me a little bit in my ears, and I don't know if that was particularly planned, but I kind of lost a couple of what he was saying, a couple bars of what he was saying there, to come back to it. So I personally would have to listen to it. The 5 replay on the replayability would be a 5 for me, because I'd have to re-listen to it anyway, because I want to catch what he said here. But other than that, I'm at a 4, 5, 5 on this one. Super dope, super dope track. That one coming from K3. Real quick, I just wanted to. Yeah, Toxic. Yeah, thank you, man. Your first. I was just about to say your first one got flagged.
9 minutes is wild.
Yeah,
bro.
I did
What
put
were you
it in the
doing?
chat. If you did scroll back through, you'd see I put it in the chat where I shouted you out back when I first got it flagged and let you know. But I think you might have tapped out to go maybe resubmit or something. Excuse me. But with that being said, I do have the submissions coming through. All right. We did have a time limit, Toxic. I'm glad you were able to see that. But really quickly, I did want to tap in with everybody and just let them know a couple of things here. So as you can see on the screen, Submom and OC Kush, that's what we got up here. However, we have a recent change coming with we're doing more of a search. All right, we're doing more of a search. All right,
Star search.
kind of, not necessarily, but what we got going on is we're looking for a third co-host, right? We're looking for a third co-host to join us up here on the panel. We do have it in the Discord is where it's going to be primarily executed as far as everything goes. So if you guys aren't part of the Discord but want to be a part of the co-hosting, you'd have to join up in the Discord community first.
I'll get the link so that we can share that in the chat.
I do have an application here that Submom has been working on, and we're going to get it finalized here. I'm just kind of tweaking all of the customization spots to it to kind of brand it for Blunted Ones. But if you guys are interested, you know what I'm saying, in the third spot, we do have an application we're making up. I'm going to get that finalized potentially this week, so that way I can put that out there. We're going to give it to Discord first. And let them kind of get together. But I'll post on the community posts here on the channel, I'll put a post out for people that might be interested also.
Right.
Discord will get first dibs.
You do have to have Discord, I think, able to be part of this. So
Definitely.
That's
just
super important. Yeah.
Yep. So Discord community will have first dibs at this published when it is finalized, so that they can put in their interest. And then from there, we'll go through and have little sit-downs with everybody that did the application. And then the idea is to have a potential trial spot where we have you up here for a show. And then from there, the idea is to have the community out there kind of give us an idea of who they fuck with the most. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And they can give us kind of the idea of who they have, and then we'll make a final decision. Also, you know, something, again, patience is a virtue. It's going to be something that's going to be time. It's not something we're going to do next week and then have it done by next week. We'll probably go for a couple of weeks with the application process, then the interviews and things like that. And then we'll work on to building up to getting you guys a spot on the show and having a little bit of a trial run with that. But that's just one of the things I wanted to shout out real quick so everybody is aware. And for anybody that's tapped in on the replay, you guys will have the opportunity. Again, just join up in the Discord and we'll be able to get you guys situated from there. Now, the other thing I wanted to kind of shout everybody out with is some news here. While everybody was preoccupied with everything that's been going on over, you know, the Middle East and everything that we've kind of contributed to here from the U.S., the U.S. was actually doing some other moves. All right, they were making some other moves at the same time. Just recently, on June 17th, I believe is what the date was, the U.S. has passed through Senate. Now, mind you, it's not completely passed. But again, if you didn't know about this, it's already made steps to being finalized. All right, it's all it's missing now is the House. Once the House votes on this, then it'll go into finalization for being a bill. But the bill itself is called the Genius Act. The Genius part of that is the acronym for Guiding and Establishing National Innovation for U.S. Stablecoins Act. It's a proposed bill that went through Senate and passed Senate. Focus on regulating stablecoins. It aims to create a federal framework for these digital assets, which are cryptocurrencies, designed to maintain a stable value relative to a fiat currency similar to a U.S. dollar. All right. Now, with that being said, it has already passed the Senate, and it is going into the House. But the House itself already has relative bills that they're looking at that are called the Stable Act, and there was another one. My fault, I'm blanking right now. But the fact that the House already has these their own separate bills, but they're the similar nature, kind of gives you an idea that the fact that this probably will pass through. Now, with that being said, this passing through is basically introducing the digital age to currency. All right, we've already kind of been seeing it, but this right here is a bigger step for it, as the government now will be involved in a lot of the cryptocurrency things, because as of right now, the people that are really affected by this are the people in the cryptocurrency business. They're the ones that are super involved in all of this that's going down. It says here, the Genius Act. I'm trying to go to it. The Genius Act could have a significant impact on cryptocurrency industries, potentially paving the way for a wider adoption of stablecoins and increased clarity for issuers and users. The idea that I'm kind of wondering is like if this is going to come to a thing where just replaces the dollar.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Just overall.
I mean, and what's crazy is when you look into any of the New World Order conspiracies and things like that, a lot of it does hinge on decentralization of the US dollar and
Yeah.
basically creating a one world currency. So if that's where we're heading, it's a little bit concerning.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
a little scary. And like that makes me wonder too, like what's gonna happen to because when you just think of your average American and um their wealth that they, or lack thereof, that they may have distributed amongst, money in a bank account, money in investments, money in, real estate, property. Like, how will all of those, if we were to switch over to something like that, how would all of those assets be accurately valued?
Right.
You know what I
Right.
mean? And that's where I get a little bit like skeezed out because it's like just like real estate, I think is a really good example of something that's super volatile. I mean, it changes the value of your house can change from year to year.
Right.
And so if we're switching to a centralized currency that's global,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're talking countries that have, you know, their dollar or yen or I mean whatever they call it
Right.
could be like pennies on the dollar for our dollar. And likewise, there's other countries that our dollar might equal like two of their dollars. So, or three, or the other way around. Our dollar could equal a half of one of their dollars. Like
Right.
ours is worth less. So it's just like I don't know how you would effectively balance all of that without people losing a lot of money, possibly, and that's a little bit scary.
Well, yeah. The big thing is they're saying that the as far as the digital currency part of it, the basis of it is the fact that it's going to, if you were to say have this much, say like you have $1,000 in the bank, and then this gets to a point where the digital currency takes over, and
Mhm.
from there the dollar would be worthless. However, you still have a thousand
Right.
dollars. However, to transfer that, they're talking about a fraction of what. So you have 1,000, but instead of $1,000, you have, say it's a stable coin, you only have 650 stable coin now.
Yeah, see, fuck that.
Do you know what I'm saying?
So, yeah, I feel like it's gonna be really hard to get a lot of people on board with that if that's what they're
Mm-hmm.
going through. Not only because just the way you just explained it, a lot of people are gonna be like, no, but I think that a lot of people are gonna have a hard time wrapping their heads around like what is a stable coin. A stable coin would be something that would not be affected based on shifts in market, based on shifts in, the stock market and things like that. Um, and to lose a little bit of your value might in the long run be a good thing if it is truly stable. But
Well, I mean,
I don't know how
thinking about it
you,
like this, if you can deconstruct the dollar to become a digital dollar from then on, what exactly was a fucking dollar to begin with?
well, right. I think as soon as we navigated away from um like a gold backed system in the United States, that
Right.
our money just lost value and was going to continue to lose value. I mean, when you see them just printing more money, like, it's not backed by anything. So it's really
Right.
just the American people's trust that gives it its value. And that trust is declining. And so I do see the need to shift because, we're not going back to a gold backed system anytime soon.
Mm-mm.
And the American dollar is just it's literally just relies on the trust and the unified agreement amongst all of us and globally that this is worth this much,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, I don't know. It's like it's one of those things like you could slice that two ways. It could be a good thing or it could be a really bad thing. I don't know. I don't know enough about finance and money and markets and all that to be
Right.
able to really comment on it, but it is
I mean,
kind
look,
of
what we
scary.
said, the Blood and Ones Radio Network, man, it's speculation and
Hmm.
allegedly up here.
Alleged, all alleged.
It's all of us just kind of collectively gaining an opinion from what we have as an opinion already. Nothing's set in stone. Like I said, this is just
Right.
barely passed at the Senate. The House of Representatives is next, but again, they have their own adaptations of this that they've already been looking at. So this one doesn't seem too far fetched as far as them passing this. All right.
Hmm.
Again, this was all done in the same timeline as everybody, worried about protests and worried about if World
Right.
War III is going to come out. This was happening. So I don't know if anybody in the chat here is aware that this was happening, but it did. While everybody else was doing this and that and worried about this and that and flipping through scroll after scroll for reels and shit, worried about the next missile launcher and worried about this is what we're doing over here as
Right.
far as that. Again, I'm still doing some more research on the side as I've been doing for this, gaining this information here. Again, while everybody's eyeing this and this, I'm looking behind the curtain and trying to find information on other things that is going on while the world is looking this way. What are y'all doing over here? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I'm trying to find out some more information though about other countries and see if they have anything similar going through their legislations,
Right.
and seeing if anything monetarily is getting talked about in their uppers. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
When it comes to their overall government, but I'm like I said, I'm gaining a little bit more thought towards the fact that the money in your pocket might not ever be in your pocket
I'm
anymore.
curious too, like who's behind this push? Like who's
So the are you talking about as far as the sponsor behind the bill?
yeah.
So the sponsor behind the bill, let me see. I had an information on it. Where did it go? Is it this one? Yes, Senator Haggerty, Bill Haggerty,
Okay.
Tennessee, from representative from Tennessee. He's a Republican from Tennessee.
Hmm.
This was brought up. It said it was introduced February, and the committees backing this is the Senate, the Banking, Housing, and Urban Affairs.
See, housing and urban affairs. Remember I mentioned real
You just
estate?
said it. You just said it. You just said
Oh,
it. Hey, listen. I'm just saying.
mm,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, because I'm like, is there a company that's behind this? Like, is there like, because we all know a little bit of, I think when the US switched and we all think of the Federal Reserve as like a federal entity, but it's actually not. It's a
No,
privately held by like the Rothschild family.
that's
It's
essentially
privately held.
that is essentially for what we know nowadays. That is our central bank
Right.
as the
So if
from the
we were
world. Like that
moving
is our
away
central
from
bank.
that, if we were moving, because like the thing with the Federal Reserve is that for every dollar that we have, they the United States actually owes them interest on every single dollar that we have.
Yep.
So it's crazy when you think about that every dollar isn't actually worth a dollar. It's literally just a loan to the Bank
Mm-hmm.
of the Rothschild,
Yep.
and that we owe them so much interest on all of these dollars that we'll never effectively be able to pay it back. So it's been set up to fail from the very beginning, which is
Mm-hmm.
very interesting, especially when you look into some theories about what the well, Ordo Seclorum, whatever it says on the actual dollar bill, you
Mm-hmm.
know, Novus Ordo Seclum, I think,
The
which
Latin,
is
yeah.
like, yeah, New World Order or Order of New World or something like that. Um, could this have been all leading up to this? I don't
Right.
know. It's wild. I do think it would be a great idea to get away from the Federal Reserve and privatized banking, like as a whole, because that's a hole we're never going to be able to dig ourselves out of. But when you look at it from the perspective, like from a global vantage point, I don't know, man. I feel like it would be really, really difficult to
So
centralize
Novus Ordo Seclorum actually is it means a new order of the ages.
New Order of the Ages. Yeah. And a lot of
Hmm.
people have like slimmed that down to be like, it means New World Order. I don't know. Maybe it does. Maybe it doesn't. But there's a lot. If there's a lot, like if you can dig super deep and go into it, rabbit holes about our currency and even just the dollar bill and the symbolism that's on it and things like
Right.
that. And it does get pretty creepy. I wouldn't recommend doing that if you're like not up to date on your meds or whatever.
Hmm.
You know, don't go there because you're gonna get scared. Um, but yeah, that's I don't know. I don't
I
know.
mean,
It's
a
like it's
lot.
one of those things that
The
could be
thing is
good.
it plays into the fact of like we're in debt, right? But a lot of it as a whole is because we're giving as a country we're giving out these large sums of money, right? And the large
Mhm.
sums of money we giving out aren't just like it's not we're not giving them out as a loan. We're saying they are rather than a grant or something like that. We're saying it's a loan
Right.
and then we just forgive the loan.
Hmm.
But we're still like, where did our money go as a country?
Well,
Like
right.
y'all
And
just
that's
gave
the
it
issue because
away.
when you don't actually have something to back it, like the gold system, because like in the beginning we had X amount of gold, and everybody got a little piece of that gold, and that was how our money was handled is that we've got this much gold and everybody who lives in this country, this is what it's all backed by. But since we've navigated away from our currency being gold backed, there's nothing that backs it up. There's no value. There's no actual tangible value
Mm,
in our money. And I think that it maybe has worked well for years and years to play monopoly money,
right.
in this country.
Well, see,
But
that
yeah,
kind
it's
of
really
that right
difficult.
there. That as far as that statement, that's what everybody would assume, right? They would just assume they would print more. But that's the problem. The
Mhm.
Federal Reserve is not for the U.S. It's not a
Mhm.
U.S. thing. Like we don't own it. We don't
No,
have any ties to it. It's literally
right.
not anything to do with the U.S. People have that misconception very high in their
Yes.
head as far as them
Well, because
thinking that
it's called the Federal Reserve, so it
right,
sounds like it would
right.
be. What's really crazy, I don't know if you've ever heard about this, but there's a huge conspiracy theory around this whole thing. But when the Titanic
Oh, I know what you're
left
talking
port,
about. I know
yeah,
what you're talking
there
about.
were several people aboard the Titanic
Yep.
that were very opposed to a privatizing the Federal Reserve.
Yep.
And I want to say that's essentially when we moved away from gold backing as well. And what's just really weird is that they were all on the Titanic and the Titanic sunk. So, I mean,
So
take that for
here's even something crazier to back what you were saying. So
Mhm.
the Titanic, right? Well, quote unquote Titanic because from recent things, as of right now, the where the I guess the crash site for the Titanic
Right.
has been completely cut off. Like people can't even dive there no more. Because
No shit.
recently
Smithsonian? This is the Smithsonian?
well, recently people have been diving there, and they did some graphs and everything, and they said that in fact it's not the Titanic that's down at the bottom of the ocean; it's the Olympic, which was it was very closely resemblance
Yes.
to the Titanic.
Yeah.
The size,
Hmm.
the overall thing, everything was scoped out. Now, what they said was the people that were on that ship that they said was the Titanic, because they obviously had to change the name on the outside. Everything had to look right. It just wasn't the
Hmm.
same ship. Now they said they sunk it for two different reasons on the same front rather. The people that were involved in that was one thing. The second one was
Hmm.
also a thing for the insurance. Okay, and what I
Oh,
mean by that, the insurance is the Titanic sunk in what year?
1912, I think.
1912. Do we know what happened the following year?
World War One.
Thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you. Yep. So there's a whole bigger thing that leads on to 1920. If anybody's a real listen, if you're not familiar, again, I've been doing hella research over the years, hella research, just all over. And yeah, there's some skeptical shit in the timeline of that right there. With that whole thing going on, with that whole thing going on. Yep.
Dude.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wild. And then when you think about it too, like I think it was around 1912 or 1914. That's also around the time when the Tsar in Russia and Stalin took over. Like I don't know if that's connected, but that's just kind of wild that all of that happened at the same time. Like you're talking
now,
the Tsar.
check
Like,
this out. Check this out. It sunk in 1912. Now, the other thing that you were talking about, the Federal Reserve Act was actually passed in December of 1913, and it established the Federal Reserve System, the central banking system, it says, of the U.S. However, that escalated after the World War I to be a global thing. So, like I said, the time and the way events occurred, because the Titanic sinking was actually a collaboration between the U.S. and the U.K.
Right, because it set sail from the U.K., right? I think.
I believe so. Let me double check that, just so I can make sure.
I remember it was either going to England or coming from the United States. It was either coming from the United States going to England, or it was from England going to the United States. I can't remember.
Let's see here. It says it launched from Harland and Wolff Shipyard in Belfast. So yeah. Southampton, England. Yep.
England, yeah. And it was coming to the United States, I believe.
Yep. Yeah, like I said, there was a whole thing with that. Deeper than what some of the on the surface conspiracies are. There was, like I said, the research I was finding was people were saying that they were shut out from even trying to dive the area anymore as of recent. I think this was in within the last year or so they were talking about it. And the people that were there before were doing extensive scientific scans with scanners and all kind of shit. And they were coming to the conclusion,
They're
listen,
stop.
This doesn't look right. The size doesn't add up. Like, things aren't looking right.
Well,
like, the way the ship was built, like, the Titanic had this, and the Olympic that sunk or whatever that's down there did not have this, or it did have this, and the Titanic didn't. Like, there was a bunch of different things talking about it.
That almost makes me wonder, too, like, what about, remember Stockton and his little, like, PlayStation controller submarine that he was trying to take people?
Yep.
Like, that thing freaking, like, granted, everybody laughed about it because they're like, what an idiot. Like, it was not engineered correctly. He had a PlayStation controller. Like, what the heck? Is that the truth?
I mean, look, I'm just saying, bro. I'm just saying, there's a lot. They want,
like, it's just wild to me that, like, you have that thing happen. Like, when was that? Like 2022, maybe 23, where Stockton tries to take, totally private, tries to take people down to view the Titanic, and it totally breaks apart, and they all die.
Right.
And then like a year or two later, no one's allowed going down there. Like,
nope. Nope.
That seems a little weird to me.
Hey, speculation, guys. Speculation. That's all it is. Speculation.
It's all alleged.
That's facts. Up next on the queue, we are back to the queue, guys. Again, sorry about the news. We got to give it out to you guys. You know what I'm saying? That's just.
I'm not sorry. I think that was interesting as fuck.
I'm just saying, man. Like I said, I've been seeing a lot of different shit, so I wanted to give you guys some basis of what I was talking about. Again, in the Genius Act, that's something like a lot of people aren't familiar with what's going on in the legislation, but
they be trying to divert your attention hard.
Right, if you're being told too often to look at something over and over and over again, it's probably something else going on that you need to look at. Or at least, get cockeyed for a second and just keep an eye on one and look at the other one. You know what I'm saying? Just, you know, activate that that lazy eye that you got, and just, you know, fucking
look over there.
Take it. You know,
they won't notice. They won't notice. I promise. You got your Snapchat filter on. They're not gonna see that your eye's going that way.
Right. Oh man, this one here from Bobby Test. Apologies. Let me see if I can get this up a little bit more. There we go. We can see it a little bit better right here. This one is Bobby Test. He said it's a project that he's working on. The thing does say unfinished hook on the caption. So let's see what he's talking about here. We've got Bobby Test in the building. Let's get it.
Are you serious?
And rights of you wrongs. That's why I don't blame you for finding someone. I know you must hate me, that's why I did run. Cause I had no other choice but jump or my gun. And just leave me. Just let me go. Choice but jump or my gun.
Yeah, Bobby Test on that one. That one is, I don't know. Is it called Let Me Go? I'm trying to figure out the name of this track here. It says Unfinished Hook. So is this an open verse? Do you have collective, thoughts on a collaborator already? Is it open? Is it something? Let the chat know, man. Let the chat know what's going on with this track here. I do see it's on YouTube as a short, so I don't know if it's something that you have the ability to work in on BandLab or something like that. But let people know, man. Let people know what's up. We got C-Boy coming up next. C-Boy called State I'm In. This is a whip's a work in progress. Bad Conduct said, you're the voice I don't know I need it until I hear it. Wow, I hear that. C-Boy, though, coming through with a whip work in progress. We're going to give it a drive-by review. This one here is listed in the other category. Man, all of the whips so far have been in the other category, so I don't even know where to place them in my mind preemptively. C-Boy, though, coming in with this one, State I'm In. Hey, yo, lock and load in the chat, everybody. Yeah, you heard it. That's the cue. Get it ready. Hey, yo, C-Boy, you better duck.
I missed the way guess I had to. Intrusive thoughts running in a cycle. I couldn't stay, but at least I tried to. I'm already dead, just bury me. My mind's spinning around, looking down when you're looking at me. If you don't bend me, then you'll break me down. I haven't even smiled in a while if you're looking for me. 6 feet under's where I'll be. Life moving too fast and I'm really slow. Wearing sweater in the summer cause my heart is cold. I had it the baddest. It turned me into a savage. I think I lost my soul. My heart is turning cold. I don't wanna be in this state of man. No more.
Yeah, that was State I'm In right there. That was C-Boy on that one. Drive-by review time though. Up here we got Sub Mom. What you thinking about this one here from C-Boy?
Okay, so this was a really cool track. I really loved the beat. I love the ad libs and the doubles on the chorus. I think that sounded really cool. There were parts where the girl in the background was coming through a little heavy for me. I don't know if she's part of that beat that you're working with or what, or if you have the ability to like turn that down a little bit, but she kept busting in my ear a little hot.
Whoa.
Well, okay, all right. No Diddy, no Diddy. Um, with as far as like your vocals in the mix, like oh my gosh, my phone keeps going dark because I put it on low power mode and it's driving me absolutely insane. Sorry. I wish that the guitars were spread in the mix just like a little bit more because they are pretty bright and I feel like your vocals are fighting them just a little bit. So I was like a 3 on the mix. As far as relatability, I had a 5. Like I think that your lyrics are always super relatable. I love like the whole thing about like a baby in the woods and like all you just need is someone to love you a little bit. Like, bro, you're pulling on my heartstrings.
See, like
It works.
out of context, like
Yeah, out of
out of
context, it's a
context,
little
what you
weird,
just said
but
is weird as hell. You said, "I'm all for it, man." You know that one part where you said the baby's in the woods. And
yeah,
I like
I
people
love
coming
babies
in that
abandoned in the woods.
people
That's
coming in
what I'm
that
about.
don't people that come in that don't know what the song is or what you're talking about. They're just like hearing that, like, "Wait, babies are in the woods? What?"
I mean, my name is Suburban Mom,
What's good,
okay?
hype man? What's good, bro?
I
Oh
know, I'm just
man,
kidding. I really no, I do appreciate the way like I feel like he gets super vulnerable with his lyrics and they really do come from an emotional place. A lot of times it's kind of like a hurt place, but bro, I like it. It kind of throws me back like early 2000s vibes. And I'm an elder emo, so I'm always going to love that. So I give it a
mm-hmm.
5. Replayability for me is like a 4 just because of the mix issues. There's not a lot that you need to do, but I think that once you get that
Right?
all under control, it's going to be a dope track. So, hell
Yeah.
yeah, nice job.
Yeah. I'm saying what you I was thinking the same thing as far as the overwhelming part of that beat kind of coming through a lot throughout the track. It's not much in the mix like you said. I think more of the mixing would be geared towards the beat on
The
this.
beat, yeah,
Excuse me, and just getting that at sitting at a good level to where your vocals stand up a little bit more. Um Other than that, yeah, some mom said it exactly. I'm with the same scores, similar. I'm with a 4 on the mix, and I'm with a 5 on the relatability as well, and a 4 on the replayability. Just given the fact that like she was talking about, the beat is just a little overwhelming in some spots.
yeah.
You can kind
Acoustic,
you can resemble that to the way it looks as well. You can
yeah.
see that the wave itself is mostly beat, like that's what's peaking here.
Like acoustic guitars sound so good on a beat, but like they're tricky to mix because you especially when it's acoustic driven, like you want it more in the front. Like I feel
Right.
like just as an artist you do, but realistically you do need to pan it back a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
I remember reading an article somewhere one time about mixing music, and one of the suggestions was always keep your drums and your bass center. So, I mean, if you're able, like, I don't know if there's a dedicated like bass line in this track, but if it's just acoustic, I would maybe double it and try to like use an equalizer to kind of bring out the bass and then keep that center and then take the rest of it and just pan it back a little bit because it's really like that sounds like a Taylor or something, and those are so bright, and it's just like pulling away from your vocal quite a bit.
I hear that.
So yeah.
I hear that. Babe, big shout out though to everybody joining up, man. Everybody that's tapping in right now. We got Tourney Time this week. Coming up is the Song of the Month tournament on Sunday. So tap in and support all the artists that are in that bracket that made it through the month of June. We also have July breakdown that I did publish. I did want to shout that out real quick because for those that aren't aware, the July breakdown is out, published on the channel right now. So tap into that, as well as marking your calendars for all the themes and shit we got for next month. That way you don't miss your opportunity for Song of the Night competition going on as well.
Right.
However, right now we're doing drive-by reviews and vibe checks. C-Boy was just up here. We have coming up next. Let me double check in this queue. Bad Conduct is back up here with us. This one, as well as a whip work in progress and listed in the other category. Damn y'all.
Always with the other category.
Like, damn y'all, man. Look, we've been preaching it for a while, pretty much since they've come out with the other category as an option on BandLab, and the fact that like that category is really hurting people when it comes to the releases, just because people don't know where to go with their track. They throw it in the other category. But like really trying to get an idea of what if I see hip hop, I know it's gonna be hip hop. You know what I mean? The other category fucks with me because I'd be like, oh, I know this artist, and then they come through with like an R&B song, and I'm like, hold the fuck up, you do what?
I feel like that's on BandLab a little bit because like it's so constricting to have to choose one genre. I do other a lot too myself because I'm like, I don't really know where this fits. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear it. I hear that. And the Toxic said, thank God mine's not in the other. Hey, look, it's all good if it is. I'm just saying, I'm fucking with everybody out there. You know what I'm saying? This one, though, Bad Conduct, Spyro on this one. And I believe, oh, no, it does. It says Obi Trice.
Oh.
Obi Trice is also a collaborator on this. Damn, Bad Conduct, I had no idea.
Obi Trice? Dang.
I believe so. That's what it says up here. Bad Conduct, let us know in the chat.
I remember him talking about him on our show, so I wouldn't be surprised.
Hey, it's called Rolling with a G. Rolling with a G, Bad Conduct on this one. Let them know what you guys think in the chat. Lock and load. Hey, Bad Conduct. You best duck.
Like a nigga up in shackles. I wanna be free, but this bitch keep handcuffing me. Every time Obi leaves, she's pulling my sleeve, saying Obi deceive, he don't believe. But baby girl, I just wanna be free. Tired of being home for your ass before 3. When you're not pleasing me, dirty up your knees and blow some trees. You rolling with a G, baby.
Yeah. You think you know me, but you don't know how I get down right from these cold streets. So my ice hard not melting now, you need to move. Matter of fact, I don't need you around when you're an OG. They the ride with it, or you ran down. What it boiled down to is that they so used to shit stew, consuming so much they start thinking that it's the shit too. It made me think like, what event birthed this into the shit group? I guess it's up to me to restore, or at least attempt to. I'm straight but not a whistleblower. Now in a slightly different mode, a rifle rest against my shoulder, other hand holding the shape of the state of Pensacola. Good energy day and night, guess my system set to solar. Means I burn a hole in ya. I've been supreme, but even more clean since I've been sobered up. The shirt off my back, but I ain't never tucked or folded up. Boxer briefs pride, mean I literally hold my nuts. I ain't gon' lie, since granny died hard cold as fuck. I'm unapologetic, 800 my street credit. Number 1 through 7 rule, never settle as weak second. First, third, and 15 collection weeks, first and second. Disrespect the title of G if it ain't with street testing. You think you know me, but you don't know how I get down right from these cold streets. So my ice hard not melting now, give me 10 more. Matter of fact, I don't need you around when you're an OG. They the ride with it, or you ran down. The
ash falls on a broken sunset. Blood red, a young son, the target of a message with intent. Now cold he lies on the chalk cement, begging for one more breath. But the darkness it creeps in while the clouds close and the storm rises. The lightning strikes reflect the pain in his fading iris. He realizes too late all the times he let love slide through his vices. On the compartment looks to the skies, begs for his life, knowing if it only fought for life. Like he now fights for life, he may not be bubbling burgundy from his throat pipe. Sliced for the colors he wore, too deep believed in street war. He couldn't escape the carnivor's onslaught, ripped and torn by those he would have died for. Now he's at death's door, about to dance his final encore.
You know me, but you don't know how I get down. Raised from these cold streets, so my ice heart not melting now. Give me Timothy. Matter of fact, I don't need you around when you're an OG. They to ride with it, oh you ran down.
Yeah, that one there, rolling with a G. That is Bad Conduct on that one. Again, a whip, a work in progress. We're going to give it a drive-by review. So, Mom, what you thinking about this?
Oops, I was muted. My bad. Okay. I had 5s across the board on this. Like I don't have any constructive input. I can tell you what I liked about it though. As far as quality, like the vocal balance on this was really nice. And I liked how when Bad Conduct came in, like he has a different vocal quality. And he kind of did the doubles and everything, but like it still worked, which is crazy to me because I was like, as soon as I heard it, I'm like, oh, he has doubles. But then I'm listening to it, I'm like, no, I mean, this fits in with the mix really, really nice.
Right.
The ad libs were, especially behind Spyro, is where I noticed it, that the ad libs were sitting perfect in the mix. The hook is catchy as fuck. Like I got nothing for you guys. I'm sorry. Like I can't tell you what to make it better because it sounds good. Relatability 5. Like you guys just there was a part, I think it was again Bad Conduct. He did the exaggerated breath. I love that. Like it just adds so much. Like that's so it's like it really exemplifies how being a lyricist or a rapper or a singer is part of its acting, and he caught that perfectly, and I think he did a really great job. And replayability is a 5. I would definitely listen to this again. Like that hook, I can still hear it playing in my head right now, so I'm telling you that is catchy as fuck. Like yeah, I loved it. That's 5s across the board. Great job. I don't know how you could do better on that.
Hey,
really.
I'm here too. 5s across the board for me. That's what I was hearing. For sure. Bad Conduct, rolling with a G. Yeah, be on the lookout for that one coming out. Let me see.
Hell
here.
yeah. Nice job, guys.
This one is next, and then this one, and then C-Boy. Got it. All right, this one, I'm not sure. It says Zombieland Spaz.
Whoa.
Let me go back to the forum real quick and just double check because I don't know if they've been in the chat.
Who is this?
Zombieland Spaz is the name of the artist.
Oh.
I don't know if they're in the chat.
Is it Toxic, maybe?
No. Toxic is Toxic's this one. This one's the one that Toxic submitted, called Skin Suit. This one's called Understand. I don't know who submitted this. I'll
all right,
pass it up for right now. We'll see if anybody claims this track. In the chat. If this is your track, let us know. That way we can get it played.
Yeah.
We're gonna skip over though and move on to this one here. This one is called Skin Suit. Very odd choice of a name.
It's a little weird.
But yeah, brought to you by HDM Records. It's a band on Band Lab. This one's submitted by Toxic though. Let's see what they're talking about here. It's a hip hop joint. It's published, so it's not a drive-by review, but we'll give it a vibe check. Let them know in the chat if this passes the vibe. Let's get it.
Everything that's wrong.
on the inside, swallowing the word, you know, in an instant. Like a white rabbit, come for the clean up. When the first one was set on the cylinders. I wanna feel alive, 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 wanna feel alive.
Yeah, skin suit on that one. That one again from Toxic. Big shout out to Toxic. Vibe check on that one. Vibe check.
Dying.
Let me see. It was the Tommy G up, and then C-Boy. And nobody's claiming this Zombieland joint. Somebody, if it's your track, man, let us know. Let us know. We'll get you played. This one from Tommy G, the hype man in the chat. All Bark. This one is called All Bark, No Bite, featuring DeMello and Pax as well. This one here, again, published track. We're going to give it a vibe check. Let them know what you guys think in the chat. Let's get it.
The hype man, Tommy G.
Hey, you protect the fam at all costs. Walk that walk, talk that talk. I've never fucking turned my back on none of y'all. Big ass facts, you know they claiming that the big dog. Yeah, but the all bar no bite. Shit, man, yeah, we back in there for no fight. Better pay the price, walking in, gon' shine, and we take a fucking flight. Let's go. Smoking on the sticky, time keeps ticking, in the pack going flippy. Shit, I pop, boy, eating my fucking spinach, and I been going in since I was itty bitty. Shit, straight picking when it comes to the bitches, and I'm ballin' like a mic. Y'all fuckers got it pippin'. Hear this nice hissing, cut the motherfucking heads off and put them out of the misery. Got a lot of needs, got a lot of wants. Shit, I know I'm a boss, but not Rick Ross. And I'ma get it out the mud, yeah, no matter what it is. Homie, man, yeah, you know we set it off. Bow, click, clack, blow. Yeah, no gun sounds, better get down. I knock a pussy motherfucking man out of bounds. Got her looking for your ass like a basset hound. Used to be a class clown. Man, fuck the law, circle very small. Trust none of y'all. Feeling like a great white shark, call me Jaws. I would knock you out with the fucking right cross. Hey, it's the real hitting in plain sight. I'm always gonna stand, dog, yeah, it was right. People will do shit out of spite. I'm about to take what's mine. I promise. Wake 'em up. Turn the fuck on in, man. Hey, you protect the fam at all costs. Walk that walk, talk that talk. I've never fucking turned my back on none of y'all. Big ass facts, you know they claiming that the big dog. Yeah, but the all bar no bite. Shit, man, yeah, we back in there for no fight. Better pay the price, walking in, shining bright. Now we about to take flight. Let's get it. Smoking on the sticky, time keeps ticking, in the pack going flippy. Shit, I pop, boy, eating my fucking spinach, and I been going in since I was itty bitty.
Yeah, you a little dog, all bark, no bite. I'm a big dog and I'm ready for a fight. When I see you, we gon' get it poppin' on sight. Pit bull status, lock jaws on tight. Yeah, I'm mean with these hands, I ain't nothing nice. Check my resume, cause I ain't gotta say it twice. And if you cross that line, I swear you gotta pay the price. Why you wanna gamble for your life, rolling dice? Treat a nigga like Kimbo and get sliced. Pull a jack move on him, this a fucking heist. When I pull up on your block, you hear them loud pipes. I'm like Blade in this bitch, nigga, Western Snipes. And if you play in this bitch, nigga, that's your life. This ain't space, but I cut a nigga with a knife. And every day I gotta pray I make it to the night. And they go down when nigga laid up in no street lights. If you scared like a bitch, nigga, take flight. Cause you'll be dead like a bitch, nigga, no might. I'm getting bread like a rich nigga, that's right. These niggas all talk, all bark, no bite. White man talk.
Hey, you protect the fam at all costs. Walk that walk, talk that talk. I've never fucking turned my back on none of y'all. Big ass facts, you know they claiming that the big dog. Yeah, but the all bar no bite. Shit, man, yeah, we back in there for no fight. Better pay the price, walking in, shining bright. Now we about to take flight, let's get it. Smoking on the sticky, time keeps ticking, in the pack going flippy. Shit, I pop, boy, eating my fucking spinach, and I been going in since I was itty bitty. Wake 'em up.
Gang ties, blood in his eyes, nobody really understands until one of them dies. That's just the way that it is whenever you live in this life. Deprived of light, then the darkness arrived. Couldn't even think, couldn't even make up your mind. How could you believe in something that you never really could find? How many times did you look in that mirror not knowing you was blind to the fact that you can't go back after you crossing that line? Naive young motherfucker, you gon' see in due time. Wishing you could rewind, wondering why you made the decision in the end, so eager to slide. This is how we crash collide, trying to get them stripes when it all turns out to be a fucking lie. And all them people that you was stepping for tuck tail to hide. Some testified against you, threw you in that fire just to get a reduced sentence. That shit fucked up, right? This is my life, nigga.
Yeah, all bark, no bite right there. That is the hype man. Again, featuring DeMello and Pax on that. Vibe check on that one, everybody. Let them know what you guys thought about this one. All bark, no bite from the hype man.
Yeah, that was good. Just maybe turn it down a little bit. Just a
Yeah, I
little
had
bit.
it at 70%. I did see that it was cheese blocky, and I went through and was it still loud? Was it still kind of loud?
No, I just was looking at the waveform, and I'm just thinking like if you go to like submit that on Spotify or something, you might have an issue. I don't personally know, but I just know that some Some platforms are
use,
picky about.
I use DistroKid for platform releases, and they actually have a volume. It's like an adjuster, where if the track that you did submit is above a certain decibel, then they'll actually help render it back to where it should be. It's a feature. It's a feature they have. I don't necessarily use it because I try to get all my stuff.
Yeah,
in
and
the
you're
perfect
usually good.
range, but
It's just one of those things that you have to worry about. Like if you go in hot like that, and then they turn it down, that it might just be then too low or like sound kind of crispy.
Right. I hear that. What do we got next? We got C-Boy coming up. This one is a whip, and it's a feature with Cinta Baby. It's called In Too Deep. In Too Deep.
All right.
Now I'm wondering though, low key, C-Boy, with the stuff that he's been submitting previously, including, I think, if I'm not mistaken, the one that damn, K3 said thanks guys. Wait, are you late, bro?
What?
See, him and T1D earlier was doing it too. T1D was answering questions and shit like late in the chat, and then I was like, I think you might not be live, and he was like, nah, bro, I'm here. I'm like, well, you just responded hella slow. Like, he said something about the EDM thing from earlier, and when you mentioned it, well, yeah, when you mentioned it, he was talking about it because he worked on it with Boom, the track Boom, and he answered that. We were already like 2 songs past talking about King James
I didn't see it at all.
And I was like, I think you might be late, bro. Like, K3 might be just
little lagging, laggy.
Yeah.
Sorry.
No, but C-Boy, what I was gonna say is some of the stuff he's been recently submitting to the show, and as well as I believe the one he won for song of the month. They sound collectively. King James made a point about this earlier as well. They sound collectively like they could be all on the same album. So I'm wondering if he's got an album coming. That
I think that's what he said. He said he's working on the EDM album.
No, not King James. I'm talking about C-Boy here. C-Boy.
Oh, my bad,
my bad. That he's been submitting, and then the song of the month one that he has as well. All the stuff that he's been kind of showing us, they sound. King James was pointing it out though. Like C-Boy has a lot of the stuff he's been sending. The sound sounds like it would all kind of corroborate on like an album or an EP or something like that. So I don't know. C-Boy might have something in the works. We might just be catching all of the sneak peeks. I don't know. This one's In Too Deep though. It is a whip. It's a work in progress from C-Boy. We're gonna give this one a review as well. He said he went back, I think, and heard the feedback. I got you. No, you're good. You're good.
I was like, welcome back. Welcome
good,
back.
Bro.
Happy to have you.
Yeah, C-Boy again on the block. Y'all already get locked and loaded. Hey, C-Boy, I know you did it before, but you better duck.
Tiger made another one.
Eskimos.
She's everywhere I go, I even see her in my dreams, yeah. Cause she's the only one that's on my mind. I can't leave cause I'm in too deep. Wish I could leave her alone, yeah, but I'm in too deep, yeah. She's everywhere I go, I even see her in my dreams, yeah. Cause she's the only one that's on my mind. I can't leave cause I'm in too deep. Wish I could leave her alone, yeah, but I'm in too deep, yeah. When she's not by my side, no, I can never sleep, yeah. Wherever she goes, then I'm dying to be there. She's the one for me, ain't even blind as they can see it. Yeah, you know I ain't lying. I go to war for your love, you'll see me dying. You're my favorite drug, cause your love takes me the highest. I don't need no money, I got you, you're my diamond. Cause you're the only one that's on my mind. You're the only thing that's on my mind. You're the only one that's on my mind. I can't leave cause I'm in too deep.
You just out here playing the victim, acting like you're the only one it's affecting. I saw us going a whole other direction. We holding on for dear life. And what you mean to me ain't what it used to be. Codependency is slowly killing me, ayy. This ain't teamwork, but it's supposed to be. I just wanna be you it's worse now. Cause those 3 words mean more than just words now. It cuts a little deeper every time I say them. So why don't I love you less? And the whole I think I need saving. But nothing saves me from all your red flags.
Cause you're the only one that's on my mind. You're the only thing that's on my mind. You're the only one that's on my mind. I can't leave cause I'm in too deep. Wish I could leave her alone, yeah, but I'm in too deep, yeah. She's everywhere I go, I even see her in my dreams, yeah. Cause she's the only one that's on my mind. I can't leave cause I'm in too deep. Wish I could leave her alone, yeah, but I'm in too deep, yeah. She's everywhere I go, I even see her in my dreams, yeah. Cause she's the only one that's on my mind. I can't leave cause I'm in too deep.
All right, that was C-Boy Into Deep, featuring Cinta Baby. Again, whip work in progress. So, Mom, what do you got for us on this one?
I will start off by saying that I really did enjoy this track, and like the female feature on this was a really good choice. Like your voices went really well together. For quality, I had a 3.5. I was so close to a 4. It's more like a 3.7 to be honest. But we don't go that low or that specific, I guess. The vocal tag in the beginning, just the minute I hear that, I'm like, oh, I know that means you probably got to buy the beat, da 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 da. Just do it. Like, I don't know. That always throws me off. But there was really good balance between you and your feature. There were parts, C-Boy, where you felt to me, I know that you use autotune, and you're one of the few voices that I think can really, like, you've learned how to use autotune and it sounds really good most of the time, but there were a few parts that it sounded a little overmodulated, just a little too much. Yeah. And then the ad libs on the female part, they sounded really good. I would just stereo spread them just a little bit more. I could tell there was a little bit of a stereo spread there, but maybe just a little more, or just bring the volume down just a touch. Because they were fighting with her main vocals just a little bit. And then I think on your parts, she had a lot of ad libs, so I would say maybe on your parts add a few more ad libs just to sort of balance it out a little bit. Um, just so that the whole thing sounds a little bit more cohesive. As far as relatability, I had a 4. The hook's a little bit repetitive, not terrible. But I just feel like you could give a little more there lyrically. So I got a 4, and the replayability is a 4. So I had 3.5, 4, and 4.
Nice. Yeah, I don't know what it is, bro. Similar to what you was talking about, the modulation and all that too. I was hearing it. Overall, again, similar to the last track, with it being the cheese block, I was at about 65-70% again.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
I had to go down, so that would be a big thing as well.
Huge,
overall,
yeah.
voluming this. But
voluming
yes,
this.
Voluming this, yeah.
Yeah.
Herbal essence. Add some volume.
Oh, I thought you said voluming-ness.
Oh no, voluming this, like
this
whole thing,
okay, my bad. I
Um,
thought you said voluming this. I was like, that's a cool new word. I like it.
it can be.
Voluming this. Hey.
Yeah, it can be. But no, yeah, that's where I'm at with this. C-Boy, no big deal. It's I'm 3.5. I had 3.5, 4, and 3.5 as well, for my scores. Let me see. I'm looking over here. I don't believe we had any other submissions coming through. So that'll be perfect to bring this up over here. Give me 1 second, because I am actually doing something in the Discord. And then...
Zombieland Spaz is here now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Give me 1 second, because
It's jspaz.2.
I did have their track still up. Hold on.
We don't want to leave him out.
This one right here.
I don't know how long ago he said that. I just checked chat, but yeah, he said he's here.
Yeah. No, yeah, I got you, J Spaz. Give me 1 second. I'll play this as well. This is a whip. Yeah, this is a whip. So give me 1 second. Let me finish this, and then I'll get to this track because I want to be able to listen to it. But what I'm doing right now is I just finalized everything when it came to the application. So I'm gonna put this
Oh,
in the Discord for everybody now, and then I'll make another announcement about it on the show here in just a sec. Um,
oh yeah, he's here. Here, he just said, "Got it." Welcome back, Jay Spaz. Excited to
word,
hear your
word,
song.
word. Let's see. Uh,
Ba 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 ba. Will you be able to put that on the Discord too? You can find, like, you can publish it and everything, right? Because I gave you like
oh yeah, it's
controls, I
done.
think.
It's completely done.
Sweet.
So there is that. All right, so I just put it in the Discord. It is going to be in the show schedule channel. So if you guys tap in, if you are in the Discord and you're interested, tap in there. Application is published and finalized, so go ahead and get your application in if you are interested. Again, we're looking for a third co-host. I'll go over this a little bit more after this track from Zombieland Spaz. We have Understand. Understand, it's a whip work in progress. Let's get to it from Zombieland. Hey man, you're in the chat. Everybody else is lock and loading. I need you to duck.
No, I don't understand it. No, I don't understand it.
Nasty circle.
I don't understand it. You can't fix out what you done cause it's too fucking damaged. No, I'm going number one and yes, I'm fucking planning. Niggas say that they don't want but they can't fucking manage. You say you leaving me. I ain't never fucking leaving, is you feeling me? Nigga got hit with that steel, I'm not a healer G. I've been talking to the Lord but he not feeling me. But I've been busy trying to run away from demons, man. In a real way, I really hate this fake world. Niggas act two-faced and bitches fake pearls. Living that fake life to press the real world. We all know that it's not what you living, man. No, I'm going to the top, surpass the ceiling, man. I be reaching to the stars and I can feel them, man. Only wrist deep in my fucking bag, ho. Shoot on me, go all in. Fuck about her all day. He can get a tag toe, he can get a red nose. Running with my fine shit, yeah, she got a deep though. He can get a halo if he tryna play with me. I be getting green bills, blue bills, pink bills. Smoking on that fire gas, and the wood is burning slow. I be tryna get it back. Me and bro hit pick and rolls. He think that he getting by. He can get hit with his pole. There's a peanut butter Glock aiming at your jelly, nigga. I mean at your belly, nigga. I be getting super hella racks. I'm feeling fatty, nigga. I'm feeling better, nigga. I ain't never had this shit. I'm feeling better, nigga. Hope he feeling me. I hope he make it to the top if he gon' stay with me. And you not gon' get this shit for free. If you ain't rock with me, you better stay.
Yeah, Understand, that was Zombieland Spaz. Drive-by review on this one here. Some what you got for this, and just a heads up, so that you can tie this in. We are at 55% on the volume. So.
Oh damn. All right. Okay. So yeah, being that we're at 55% on the volume, you're gonna have to turn your total track volume down a little bit. Obviously, we talked about this a little bit earlier. When you submit to certain platforms, you got to be within a certain decibel range. If you don't do that yourself, they will turn you down. You don't want them to turn you down. You want to be in control of that. So,
Yeah.
I would say make sure that you take care of that. Other than that, I had a 3. I'm not calculating the volume of the track into that because I didn't notice that when I was writing my review.
No, you're good.
Yeah, but like beat tag at the very beginning of a song, I hear a beat tag, and like I just said, anytime I hear a beat tag, I'm like, yo, just pay for it or whatever, because beat makers are out there trying to make their money too. You know what I'm saying? So, um, the auto-tune modulation on your voice is really heavy and it's kind of clippy in this track. I'm assuming the clippiness, now that I know that OC had it turned down, that it was because your overall track volume is so high. So you're
Right.
going to have to dial everything back. That clippiness doesn't do anything for you. And it does sound like you have a really cool voice and we're losing pieces of it because of the clipping and the latency.
Right.
Turn your latency also on your auto tune, your auto pitch or whatever. Turn the latency on that down a little bit because we're getting a lot of like robotic kind of modulation sounds. And it just kind of takes away from your voice, which you can hear through the track is very, very cool. Just you don't need so much, I would say, auto pitch
Mm-hmm.
or auto tune or whatever. Just dial it back a little bit and
Right.
you're going to be in a good zone. Relatability, I had about a 3. There was some line about like peanut butter and jelly and a belly, and I was trying so hard to follow, and I was so lost. I didn't know what we were talking about. I didn't know what we were talking
Hey,
about
hey, you
anymore.
didn't
So
understand.
I didn't understand. I'm sorry. So that's going to be a 3 for me just because I mean I liked what you were saying for the most of it, but there were definitely parts in your lyrics that I was getting very lost and I didn't know what we were talking about. So I
Mm-hmm.
get that sometimes it's hard to find rhymes or like whatever, but just be mindful that your audience may not know peanut butter, jelly, belly might mean something very important to you, but I don't know what that is. So
I mean,
I'm lost.
or it could even mean something totally different than what you're
It
portraying it
could.
as,
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm
Urban
saying. Like
Dictionary, anything else,
I
you know what I'm
right.
saying?
I don't I don't want to have to go Google it, bro. You know what
Right.
I'm saying? But it's
Like,
even with quality and relatability at a 3, I still had replayability at a 4 because this just did sound good to my ears and it was a bop and it was enjoyable to listen to. So you're definitely on to something and I appreciate that you submitted and it's really cool that we got to hear your track. Hell yeah.
word, word. Yeah, so for me, quality, I was at a 2. Um, Seeing that when I turned it down, how much I had to turn it down already off grip, that was just not cool in the fact that, excuse me, damn, whoo, that hit me heavy.
Oh
Um,
dear.
the fact that if I'm listening to this, say, if this was on, if I was listening to, like, say, a playlist or something, and this was on it, this track particularly, I would have to adjust my volume, like go out of my way of doing what I say. I was listening to it while I was working out. I'd have to stop routine to go fuck with this because it would be burning my ears, like how loud it was based on where everything else was sitting on the other tracks. Um, that the annoyance of that just alone. But overall, what she was talking about, the vocals muddied, heavy for me in certain spots as well, to where I couldn't corroborate what the
Yeah.
fuck was going on. I don't know. I don't know. So for me, I'm at a 2 for the quality. The relatability, similar, 2.5, 3 area. Some of the stuff I'm just like, what are we talking about here? You know what I mean? But the sound, like she was talking about, the sound was cool. So if we can get something along the lines of the content itself, um, to get kind of grouped together with the beat choice and everything else, you might have a song here based on the sound that it brings. You know what I'm saying? You can have something to actually talk about. And I think he said something about it's my bro. So I don't know if this is his homie in their track,
Oh, okay.
specifically. I'm not sure, but if you want to relay that message, that'd be fine. But that's what we got for this. Replayability for me is sitting at a 2 or a 3 as well,
Yeah.
based on what I'm hearing. Again, all of these reviews, um, like we tell everybody else, your name particularly is a little new here for me at least. Um, okay, the beat tag was his bro.
Oh, got
Okay, so
you.
your bro, he's the one that makes the beats. I got it, got it.
Well, tell your bro
Okay,
take that B tag off for you.
right, right, right. Um,
That's such a like pet peeve of mine when songs come through with the beat tag because immediately I'm like I'm like super vigilant and like hyper justice fighting about like people getting credit where credit is due. Just because of some things that we've had like come through the show and whatnot. So I would just talk to him and like see if he's cool with like removing it for you or maybe giving you exclusive rights on this beat because we just, it's really easy to just grab something off YouTube
right.
and then work with it. And that's not to take anything away from what you did on the track.
Mm-hmm.
But I personally, and this is just a me thing, this doesn't speak for all Blended Ones, but I personally am like super about like making sure that we give credit where credit is due, especially on beats and things like that. So as soon as I
Right.
hear a beat tag, I'm like, hey,
Right.
whose is this? You know. So
I hear that.
yeah.
I hear that. What I was saying though is all the reviews here are for the tracks as is. Okay, it's not. That doesn't mean that
Right.
the track as a final product is going to be a 2 or a 3.
No,
We're
no,
just trying to
no.
give you an idea of where it's sitting, as of right now. Just being blunt about where it's sitting now, and then where it could possibly go. You know what I'm saying, on the different avenues of critiques that we have up here, based on what some mom says or what I say, or if there's people in the chat that jump in and think about what they're saying as far as the way they're hearing it. That's the idea behind the reviews. Nothing about the song, you know what I'm saying that it's ass or anything like that. But there are things that need to be worked on for sure.
Mhm.
All right. Other than that, let me go back over here. Uh, that one is our last one. Since they came through, we have that. All right. So that one's the last one. Real quick, let me just tap in with you guys. I just need to give a heads up to everybody out there. I got the application finished. So if you are part of the Discord right now, or if you want to be a part of the Discord, make sure you tap in. And if you want to be a co-host or have the interest to be a co-host, we have the application in the Discord right now. It is live and opened up. So get your applications in. Again, we'll wait probably about a week or so before we start going through applications and getting things kind of driven to or start up to be driven in that process of gaining a third potential co-host. There are different steps that we're going to be taking throughout that process, so it's not going to be like a submit an application and then hear from us today or tomorrow or whatever. It might take a couple of days for us to go through them. We've had quite a bit of people on the side so far beforehand give us a shout saying that they might be interested, so there might be a little list that we have to go through. Just bear with us, please, and give us some time to go through everything. And then, like I said, we will have something situated for you guys in the chat and in the community as well, to kind of get an idea of who these people are that are submitting for the application, and then also getting maybe a little trial run with each one of these guys or girls that come up here and
Mhm.
have the interest of being a co-host.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to see who we got.
Okay. All right. Yeah, no, other than that, man, we have the tourney going down this weekend, Sunday at 7 p.m. We have the Song of the Month tournament going down on Blended Ones Radio Network, the Downtown Sound. We will be starting up again next month on Sunday next month. Friday, though, yeah, let me get this out of the way. Friday next week, July 4th, we will be canceling the show. We will not be on air. That one is going to be a party time for everybody out there in Blended Mafia. You know what I'm saying? July 4th, get with your family and get your barbecue pits lit up. You know what I'm saying? Get what you got to do, cookout wise and all of that. Get everything situated and hang out. You know what I'm saying? Enjoy the day. You know what I'm saying? We're going to be live Sunday for the first week of July. And yeah, Sunday, the first week, that's that battle by the bonfire. You feel me? That's the first week. I'm just saying, I'm not going to give the rest of the month. That's in the July breakdown. Tap into the channel and look at the video for that, for the July breakdown. But the first week of July, that's the battle by the bonfire, man. We coming fresh out of July 4th with some fireworks of our own. You feel me?
Yep.
Yeah, it's going down, though. Other than that, man, I don't have nothing. So, Mom, what you got? What you got for him before we tap out?
Just appreciate everybody being here. If you're not joined up in the Discord, please check the chat. The link to join up is right there. If you're interested, like OC said, in being our third up here, we'd love to give you an opportunity and see how you do. Make sure that you fill out the application. It's not that long. I promise. It's not that painful. Just fill it out, and we're going to be reviewing every single application that we get, and then we'll talk with you a little bit. Like he said, live interview. It'll be fun. So, yeah, I think that's all I have. Everybody have a good 4th. Be safe. And, yeah. Hell yeah.
Tapping in, man. Sunday, 7 p.m. tournament time. If you got an artist that you fuck with or a fan of, come through, show them some love. You know what I'm saying? They'll be in there. We have a hella submissions coming through this month, and congratulations to everybody that didn't make the tournament and winning song of the night. Again, we had 2 wild cards throughout the month that came through. They took up some spots on the tournament as well. It's going to be a little different for those that have been tapping in before. We had a specific little bracket thing set up, but it's going to be a little different. All right, I got a little bit of a different setup for the Song of the Month tournaments going through. And if you have tapped into Tuesday Brews Day that we had sponsored by C-Boy a couple weeks ago, it'll be similar to that. It'll be similar to that. So yeah, just keep tapping in. Make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and then hit the share button. Let everybody know where you guys have been. Blend on One's Radio Network. We down on the block. You know what I'm saying? We out here. Other than that, man, Sub Mom, I'm OC Kush. Salute to y'all, man. Have a great fucking night. Have a great weekend. We'll see y'all Sunday.
Peace out.